What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of the Fanboys Anonymous Group Meeting Podcast. I'm Tony Mango, the host of the panel and the owner of fanboysanonymous.com. And joining me on the panel, we've got a bunch of different fanboys and fangirls. I'm going to introduce them one by one here so they can say hello to you. We've got Sean Walker.
Please refer to me as he, him, or cousin. Fuck Supergirl. Fucking piece of shit.
Caroline Oliveira.
Hello.
Angela Williams.
Hello.
Kaylin Ferris, or Kaylin Bruce, depending on
Hello,
what
everybody.
Or,
Whatever.
Or Brian.
Brian, you can call me Brian.
And Stephen Wago.
Sup.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
So this meeting has officially been called to order. Today we are going to talk about the 2015 summer movie season, the lineup of all the different films that we think are kind of interesting or we specifically wanted to talk about in one way or another and run down and talk about how we're not going to see it or something. A lot of movies, of course, coming out, but we can't talk about each and every one of them, and we don't know anything about a lot of them because a lot of them are just kind of, I don't know, movies that suck, that they're just gonna be on the indies and nobody's ever gonna watch and stuff. So the hell with those. We're gonna talk about blockbusters. We're gonna talk about the ones that are gonna get, some actual attention, and we're gonna break this down month by month and go May, June, July, August, and then wrap everything up in the end. So, of course, the first we're gonna start off with is May, and I have 4 movies listed down here, but of course if there's any other ones that come out in May, we could just throw them out there. First one that's going to come out, and this actually came out 2 days ago. We're recording this May 24th at night. Happy Memorial Day, everybody, if you celebrate that. If you don't, apparently you're an asshole, but I don't know.
Or not in America.
Right. America.
It's not something to be celebrated.
But yeah, it all depends on the situation. Everybody just celebrates burgers and then it's like, oh, this is about dead people? What? Give me that hot dog? But the first movie on this list to talk about is Tomorrowland. That came out May 22nd. Actually 3 of the 4 of these came out May 22nd. Wow. Tomorrowland is based off of the Disney ride and the whole idea of taking these theme park attractions and trying to make more money out of them like they did with Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm really not looking forward to It's a Small World movie because that should be really terrible.
That would be like torture.
It could be a horror movie.
It could be a horror movie. That would be a badass horror movie.
Yes,
just
it
having
would.
little kids. It's a small world.
No.
Red eyes.
I'll go see it if it's a bunch of little kids doing that. You get some kind of badass person who kills the little kids. Like nice. Bruce Campbell or something, just like
that would be wonderful.
Tomorrowland looks kind of interesting to me, though. It actually might be one of the ones that I'll see in theaters. It seems like it's about some kind of future technology where it's like a parallel dimension or something. I don't really know too much about it because I specifically didn't want to know much. If I do watch it, I don't want to know who the villain is and anything else kind of going forward. But George Clooney's in it. He's playing some kind of eccentric inventor, and there's a ring where if you touch it you get transported to another world, which I don't know, seems kind of dumb, but it looks a little interesting. It looks like it's something that I would pay attention to at the very least, and I think it's Brad Bird. He might be the one that is directing that, which he does some good stuff. So what do you guys think about this? Is this a movie that looks interesting, or a pass, or a download, or Netflix or something?
I don't know how it's going to compare to Yesterdayland, but I'll give it a shot.
Now, see, they're going to do Tomorrowland, and then they got to go back and do the prequel. Prequels are in. 2 weeks from Tomorrowland. That's going to be the film.
Oh, God.
This is actually the first I'm hearing about this one. And it hasn't really done anything yet to make me really want to go out and check it out. I've been to the Disney theme parks, so I'm familiar with that aspect of it. But as far as the movie goes, I'll just have to wait and hear what people are saying about it. I haven't read much about it yet, but I say George Clooney's in it, Hugh Laurie's in it, Tim McGraw is in this movie.
Damn it!
I mean, so if that's not a selling point for you, I don't know what is.
The reason Kaylin doesn't know anything about this movie is because he was getting popcorn when we went to go see the Avengers.
Oh yeah, I guess they showed the trailer for this.
They did a really neat preview of this movie, and it did look very interesting. But still not my kind of movie. I would enjoy seeing it, I think, but I wouldn't pay $12 to see it in a theater.
And maybe it's one of those Netflix ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you sold me a little more when you said Hugh Laurie because I enjoy him a lot.
If
It's
the
not-
intro is that song by Massive Attack,
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoy Hugh Laurie, but the last George Clooney film I watched was Gravity, and I just wanted to rip my eyeballs up. So I'm going to give this one a miss.
what do you mean you didn't like a whole film of over and over again?
Yeah, it would have been better if it hadn't forgot to put Neville in it.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a pass, or at least wait until if it comes on Netflix or something. I'll probably check it
Yeah.
out.
I'm going to give it a Netflix.
See, I have
Yeah.
$1.30 left on my AMC Stubs card before I get a free movie ticket. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll buy some popcorn and use this as an excuse, kind of. I might go see it. I don't know. Depends. But it's kind of tough to justify spending that much money on a lot of these movies. $10 a pop on each one, just for one ticket?
I know, it's hard now. When I was little, it was only like $4 or $5 to see a
$4 for new
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we saw
I'm
a
gonna
lot
say
of
pass.
movies.
I think at the most I'll download it at the end of the year or something. I don't think I'm going to be seeing it in theaters. It all depends, though.
You mean you'll acquire it from a legal source such as
Yes.
iTunes?
Yes.
I mean, I will purchase the amount that is required of me to do this,
Right.
and then I will.
Kick-ass torrents, woo!
And then I will not lie about the alt text on the review when I do it. And,
Exactly.
yeah, just a few, full endorsement of Kick-Ass Torrents. That's what happens when
I feel
Pirate
like
Bay
that's
goes down. You
false, but-
find a new one.
Don't purchase bad movies, folks.
No, you know what? That's the best way that you can speak with your wallet. You know, just do not spend the money on it.
You're only encouraging them.
Encouraging what the bad
The
movies?
bad movies. If you pay for bad movies,
Yeah.
you're only encouraging them to make more.
In fact, if anything,
I
we're
don't
doing a
think-
service.
I mean, I don't know.
Look at Transformers.
Oh, that was.
That first
second thought,
Transformers
don't.
movie I didn't want to
Hey.
see, and I eventually got convinced to see it. And I was like, you know, that's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'll go watch the sequel. And the sequel was god awful. And I was like, well, I've already watched 2 of them. I might as well see the third.
No,
that
with
sucked. And then I was
What
like,
is
well, I
wrong
might as well.
with you?
I might as well see the
all
fourth.
right. I'm not going to listen to this. That time with the explosion was awesome.
Well, that one time was.
There are parts in every movie, in all of the Transformers movies, I enjoyed. But it just, what they did to them.
I'll disagree with that. I've been a huge Transformers fan, if we're going off on that tangent for a second, since the mid 80s. I've loved the Transformers, and I was like, oh, cool, they're making a live action Transformers, and it's Michael Bay. All right, cool, it's going to be awesome. And I went and saw it on opening day, and I was like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
I was so disappointed. I waited until the other ones were on streaming until I saw them, and they were even worse. It was such a disappointment. So, I mean,
So,
way
in
to
summary,
ruin
our
it.
thoughts on Tomorrowland is Transformers 6.
Yeah, exactly.
My
I
favorite
think
part of
Transformers
Transformers is
suck.
how they take a shot from a better movie called The Island, and they just reuse the same shot. It's literally the same shot with different CGI over it.
Yep.
And I was like, man, I haven't watched The Island in a while.
Transformers 1 was good. Transformers 3 was alright because they got rid of Megan Fox. Transformers 2 sucked because of the giant robot with the testicles. And 4 was just, I don't know what the fuck 4 was. 4 was on a farm.
Yeah, thankfully, I don't remember seeing any kind of giant testicle robots in Tomorrowland in the park itself, so I don't think that that'll pop up in the movie. But you never know.
We can only hope.
Oh, I wouldn't like to see that pop up.
Oh, jeez.
Another movie that came out on May 22nd. Actually, there's 2 that Caroline can give us a little bit of a fill-in for. There's Poltergeist and The Human Centipede 3. Now, I've never seen The Human Centipede 1 or 2. I haven't seen The Human Millipede, any variations of these.
Oh,
You gotta have seen the South Park episode of the Human Centipede Pod.
oh,
yeah?
that was a wonderful
Yeah.
episode.
I've
It's
seen that.
pretty much like that.
But there's no way I'm watching that movie. And Poltergeist, I'm hearing, is really awful.
Oh,
I mean, why would they even remake a classic like that? It's just the dumbest thing in the world.
I
Gosh,
agree
really?
with you. They shouldn't have remade that.
I mean, Poltergeist, if I have to rank my top horror films of all time, Poltergeist is way up there in my top 3, definitely. I fucking love Poltergeist, the original. But as far as why would they need to reboot, I don't know why they feel the need to reboot all these franchises over and over again. Because I've never seen one that's better than the original. I mean, you can have all the CGI in the world, but I think the original one just resonates so much. And, maybe it's because I was young when I saw it, but I just think Poltergeist, the original one, was so great. And I do want to see the new one, but at the same time, I'm reluctant and hesitant because I know it's probably not going to be nearly as good. Did you go and see that one, Caroline, or no?
I haven't, and I want to, but I know I'm going to hate myself for the rest of the month.
Exactly. It's a guilty pleasure.
And my thing is that also, not only they remade Poltergeist, they remade it with this new generation of horror fans in mind. So a lot of the stuff that worked for me in Poltergeist, which is like the creepiness of the moment before the clown gets the little boy, or the whole TV situation. Even though it's just gonna be a bunch of stupid jump scares that have a lot of CGI, and it's all for that little moment of instead of like somebody spending a whole week thinking about that movie and thinking, oh my god, if my TV starts getting all staticky right now, I'm gonna run, and that happens, I feel like, with most horror movies that are remade, and I hate it, but I'm probably gonna watch it because I'm a whore for horror.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to watch it, but the 80s horror movies were amazing because they actually made the horror. It wasn't computer.
Well, same thing with the Star Wars. I think the puppet, kind of characters are way more impressive than the CGI ones.
Look at Yoda.
What's that?
Look at Yoda in Empire. He's better looking than he is in the original version of Phantom Menace.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
Yeah. And actually, I would like to see this new Poltergeist because I was really, really little when I saw the first one. I don't even remember seeing it, and my mom said it really, really upset me.
Aww.
I saw the video of it, and she said I was upset for 3 or 4 days.
Well, based on what I've seen, the actors that they cast for this new Poltergeist actually look very similar to the original actors.
Yeah,
so I think that's a good touch that they did. Now, did you guys see the trailers for it, or?
No, I haven't seen anything. I'm looking at the poster right now. I'm on Rotten Tomatoes checking it out. Apparently, Tomorrowland has a 49% rating.
Oh.
And that's better than the other two. Poltergeist is the 34, and Human Centipede 3 is an 8.
Well, Tony, you've seen the original Poltergeist, right, Tony?
Accurate.
I think that I did. There's a big chunk of time where I watched a lot of movies, and I don't remember any of them.
And you gotta set a night
aside.
Set a night aside and watch the original Poltergeist. It is really, really good. Like I said, one of my top horror movies of all time. And I saw that because I've seen the trailer a couple times, 2 different trailers that they did for it, and the actors that they chose for it look very similar to the original actors. So I think good for them for staying true to it that way.
You think that's a good thing? Don't you
I do.
Think that's just a cop out? Oh yeah, let's remake this movie, but yeah, let's just get people that look like the original cast just to appease some of the original fans. It's not going to make the movie better. It's probably
no, that by itself won't make the movie better. But I mean, because there's so many people out there now these days that if a movie is made before they were born, say people who were born in the 90s that weren't able to see some of those, or didn't go back and see some of those early ones in the 80s or beyond. And so doing it now, I think, is a good way to introduce them to them. And maybe they'll say, hey, I'll go check out the original one. And oh my God, the original one is so much better. And so it'll hopefully turn them on to something beyond the new one.
Or actually, because they had actors that look similar, maybe they are sticking to the actual movie. They are going to do more similar things.
But the only thing I didn't see is who they have playing the Zelda Rubinstein part, the short lady who came in. This house is clean. I love her. She's fantastic. Did you
Yes.
know? Fun fact: the lady who did that, the medium, Zelda Rubinstein, I forget her character name, in Poltergeist. She was also the lady who did the voiceover in the Taste the Rainbow Skittles.
No.
Yeah.
No. Why do you know that? Why do you know that?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a trivia fact. So there you go.
Somebody's getting sawed in the background. What's going on?
So I don't know what that is.
That's my dog humping her Warren. Wait. Let me bring it close. Let me bring the microphone close to her.
Hey, puppy.
So this just got weird.
Let me have some of that beer.
Well, we are talking about a horror movie.
So yeah, I used the word clown, and I got a thing for clowns. I got a phobia about clowns, so I'm not gonna go watch this film.
Did you saw the original one, right, Sean, or no?
Nope. I'm afraid of clowns and anything with clowns in it. I tend not to watch.
All right, let's go around real quick. Who has seen the original Poltergeist? Yay or nay?
I've seen it on Everything Wrong With by CinemaSins. Does that count?
No. Mr. Wago?
Nope.
What the fuck?
That's a classic.
All right.
Do I get points for listening to the Skittles commercials?
Yes.
Yes. One
credit.
point.
All right, your guys' homework is to go watch the original Poltergeist.
Your guys' homework is to go watch just classic horror movies.
Yeah.
I don't like horror
I do
films.
not like the horror genre.
Oh.
Come on.
I've watched all the Nightmare of Elms. I've watched all the Halloweens. I've watched all the Friday the 13th. I have no problem with those. Anything with clowns? No.
Tell you what, though, I would much rather watch this new Poltergeist than this other movie that I didn't even know was coming out, but it's listed next to it on Rotten Tomatoes. It's called Chocolate City.
Oh my god, no, I want to see that. That's like Magic Mike.
It says the tagline for this: "Welcome to Chocolate City, where the music is hot, the mood is magical, and the exotic male dancers are simply delicious." No.
Are they want to, work off a Magic Mike?
Wait, what's it called? Chocolate City?
Yeah,
Chocolate
it's
City.
It's like Magic Mike, but with like chocolate brothers, like delicious chocolate man.
Oh.
Oh, racist.
Sadly, we are going to end up talking about Magic Mike when we get to the
Yes.
July section.
That's coming up, guys. Stick around.
Another movie that's coming out, the only other movie that I have listed for May is May 29th. San Andreas is coming out, and I think a lot of people had the same idea with this, that they thought that this was about the Grand Theft Auto game, and I keep hearing that over and over again, and I'm like, you know what, that would make a much better movie than what I'm seeing, because it seems like it's just disaster porn, and
Right,
it's just The Rock
yeah.
being like, I can fly a helicopter, that'll save Earth. Like,
I study geology. When I hear the word San Andreas, I think of earthquakes. And then when I found out what it was, I was all over it because I know that this can happen. I have studied this quite often, and I like wrestling. So
Well, yeah, you got the Dwayne Johnson Rock in there.
exactly.
Good
And
old Rocky.
And his nickname is The Rock.
Yeah, the Rock. Oh, I get it because it's.
Oh, wait! I can't believe that Tony did not make that joke.
I know.
I can't make them all, then everybody gets really annoyed. There's going to be more terrible ones coming up, don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm sure there will be a lot for Inside Out.
I'm waiting for the San Andreas earthquake and the Yellowstone volcano.
So instead of going to see this movie, I think maybe I'll just play through Grand Theft Auto San Andreas again.
So there's no
No,
CG?
you'll try to play through San Andreas. Realize the graphics are fucking abysmal because it's 2015 and give up.
Oh, F you.
Hey, it was good. It was a good game.
Yeah, it was good when the PlayStation 2 was out.
Oh, okay, you got me there.
See, if they really wanted to go with appealing to the wrestling crowd, they have The Rock in there. They've got Earthquake. Where's the other natural disaster? Where's Typhoon?
My God.
I told you I'm not going to do them all, but I'll do some.
Well, no, since it's an earthquake, it might come some other place.
Oh, Jesus.
So I have no plans on seeing San Andreas, just the same as the two horror films. I'm not going to even legally download it. Because, I don't know, I don't like those kind of films either. Like, I never saw 2012,
No, I
partially
don't.
because I knew nothing was going to happen in 2012. So I was like, I gotta prepare myself, you know?
I watched the trailer for this. I saw buildings falling down and The Rock, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch that.
Are you?
The
Are
Rock's
you
just gonna hold them up, like when they're
But are you
falling.
gonna pay to go see it in the theater?
Maybe. It depends if I'm really bored.
You're gonna
That's
be like, that
how I
scene where the
felt.
building fell? Sweet.
I'm
No,
not going to
I-
watch it.
Like, I'd put some 3D glasses on and watch that shit again.
Oh, I saw the trailer for it and just all the destruction.
Yeah, exactly. Like
And-
Tony said, it's one of those disaster
Destruction porn.
Exactly. There was so much action to it, but to pay that much money to see it, I don't think I would. But if someone was willing to take me and
Yeah, even
go
though
half in,
even though it's one of
I would
those
see
ones
it.
that would be way better in the big theater, I'm still gonna say that's a Netflix for me.
I think it's going to be a film pretty much where, oh no, someone's going to get crushed by that building. Oh, look, Dwayne saved her. Oh no, someone's going to fall down that cliff. Dwayne saved them.
Oh
I
no,
was in-
that person is gonna fall, but they did, and they died because they're the first person that needs to die to make the whole rest of the film seem legitimate.
I was incredibly butthurt when I found out this wasn't the Grand Theft Auto film, so I
Aw.
was like, I'm not watching this shit. Even though it's got Dwayne the Rock Johnson in, you can go fuck a sucking
What if
knob.
it? What if it is? They just took a lot of liberties.
Coincidentally, there is someone that's been trying to make a Grand Theft Auto movie recently, and now they're getting sued by Grand Theft Auto. So that's
They
probably
should make it.
really.
Well, it's a documentary about Grand Theft Auto, and the BBC are actually getting sued.
Oh, okay.
That
So
doesn't count.
Tony, do you think you'll go see this one in the theater? It doesn't matter what you think.
I would definitely see a Grand Theft Auto movie, but I'm not going to see San Andreas. And you know what? If they were going to do a Grand Theft Auto movie, I'd rather it be based off of the most recent one.
Honestly, if the one thing that Grand Theft Auto fails on terribly is good storytelling, so I never want to see a movie about it.
You mean you wouldn't want to see a movie where somebody casually walks up to a car and just throws the person out, and all they have to say about it is, "Hey."
Okay, if they actually did that ridiculousness, I'd be fine with it. Or if they went up to a guy and guns, just like different guns, were just cycling through his hands as he picked which weapon he wanted
Like
before
that
he
Dave
shot them.
Chappelle sketch.
Yeah, if they did that, I would be all over it.
Oh, Dave Chappelle could be in it or direct
Oh
it.
my god, that would be awesome.
You know what would be fantastic, though? The reviews are like, this movie got 5 stars. I think that's it for May, though. Is there anything else that you guys know that's coming out at the end of May? I mean, we are at the end of May already, but anything else in the next couple of days that have caught your attention?
No.
I don't know, but in June there's a movie called Pigeon.
Oh, I'm seeing that.
Saw that. I saw it was coming up.
That's a good cliffhanger. If you want to hear us talk about Pigeon, click on the next part. We're going to talk about June films, so stay tuned, everybody.
Nico, my cousin, let's go bowling.
Ah, fuck, there's a pigeon.
Pigeon,
Pigeon,
my cousin.
Pigeon, the sequel to Birdman.
Continuing on with the 2015 summer movie season, we've got the June films, and we got a couple more that are coming out here, so let's get right into that. The first one is going to be Entourage. I've never seen the TV show, but it's supposed to be really good, and if I had it in me to binge watch the whole seasons that they've had to set up that, maybe I would check it out, because it looks like it might be funny, but I don't see myself getting all that much into it. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I never really watched the television show either. In fact, I've never even seen a single episode. But I do see that Haley Joel Osment is in it and Billy Bob Thornton are in it.
Wow.
So that might be something. But other than that, I'm not really not really interested. I mean, I'm sure for fans of the show, it's really cool. But myself, I'm gonna take a pass.
I'm totally with Kaylin. Haven't seen anything. Don't know anything.
Ooh, Andrew Dice Clay does a cameo.
I thought he died.
No, he's alive.
Didn't he die like 5 years ago?
Oh.
Who am I thinking of? Who's the comedian that's like very rude that died a bunch of years ago?
Sam
Bill Murray?
Kinison?
Nah, Kinnison died in like the 70s, didn't he?
He died in the 80s or
Oh,
90s.
you're on about Robin Williams, yeah?
No, not Robin Williams.
Well, Dane Cook's ability to tell a joke died a long, long time ago.
Oh, yes, it did.
I'm actually looking in the cameos. If you go to the Wikipedia, there's a lot of cameos in there and people playing themselves, fictionalized versions of themselves.
Yeah.
You got Kelsey Grammer, you got Gary Busey, Andrew Dice Clay, Mark Cuban, Kevin Durant, Liam Neeson, Ed O'Neill, Bob
Farrell.
Saget, David Spade. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of cameos in there, so that might be cool. I don't know. And anybody here a fan of the show on HBO?
Nope, not me.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Entourage is one scene of The Office where Michael Scott goes, Entourage! And that's it.
I know.
Well, that's all you need to know going into the movie, right?
I know there's a guy. Okay.
No, I got nothing else to say. I was just going to say some random fucking comments about me not knowing this show.
I was just gonna say, I know there's a guy named Turtle, and I like turtles.
Not as much as that kid.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies that we're not going to see, though, June 5th, Spy. This is Melissa
my
McCarthy
God.
movie where she's, let me guess, fat and stupid. Oh, look
You
at
know-
that. She's fat and stupid.
I don't think it's going to touch Pigeon.
No, Pigeon can fly. I don't think that she can even walk.
She can't jump that high.
This movie looks so goddamn awful. And,
It really
you know,
does.
I don't like Melissa McCarthy in general, but when she gets that same downward spiral that most comedians do, where their bad shit gets even worse because now they don't even put any effort into being stupid. Spy immediately lost me when they just announced that it was Melissa McCarthy. I mean, I'm not going to say it no matter what, but I've seen a couple TV spots, and the one that I saw the other day literally had 3 jokes in the whole thing. It was, she's fat and ugly, she's fat and ugly, and fell down, and she's fat and ugly and fell down again. And
Yeah.
she when she tries to like climb over a car to, I don't know, she on like a foot chase with somebody, which yeah, I'm sure she's gonna win that one. She says something like Mother Hubbard or whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, like just shoot me in the face already. Be a lot
So-
easier.
This is the bird who plays Molly and Mike and Molly, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
watching it.
You know, and I'll admit, I'm not super familiar with her work. I mean, Mike and Molly, I've seen an episode or two, and it's okay. When she's hosted Saturday Night Live like what 2 or 3
Oh,
times
she's
now.
a wonderful host.
She's fucking great on Saturday Night Live. I thought she was fantastic on there. But I watched part of, what was the one, the Bridesmaids? She was in, yeah, Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that. People like built that one up. They're like, "Oh, Bridesmaids is so funny. You got to watch that." And I watched it, and I was like, it was all right. But her on Saturday Night Live, I thought was good. So if this is, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen any of the other movies she was in. She did one with Sandra Bullock or like 2 years ago or something.
The Heat, I think that was called.
Yeah. I didn't see that one, and I'm not really interested in seeing it. Not a fan of Mike and Molly, but I thought she was great on Saturday Night Live, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt on this one. And again, it's one of those, if it comes out and I'm able to see it streaming for free or something, I might check it out one night, you know, if I'm just bored. But I'm definitely not going to go see this one in theaters.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch it if somebody paid me to, unless they paid me a lot. Unless they paid me a lot of money. I'm
Yeah.
not wasting an hour and a half on that.
I'm
gonna
100% with you, Tony.
I'm gonna go with Kaylin. Her independent work is wonderful, but this isn't that.
Yeah, I
And-
mean, like you said, Tony, I did see the same trailer that you did. And it's like, oh, she's fat and ugly and she falls down.
Yeah, that's
It's
all
like,
they're going on.
Yeah. And
Not-
that's so unfortunate too because yeah, she is talented and I was watching one of her interviews and she was making like such good points about how somebody told her that she shouldn't be on TV or in the movies because like she was fat and she wasn't attractive. And she was saying that, oh, are you going to tell your daughter that when she doesn't get a job, that she didn't get it because she's not attractive? Like, she's somebody who, you know, there's so much more to her than
Right.
what movies, like, she's been part of are allowing her to show. And I feel like that is so frustrating to me because it would be awesome to have like a very like strong female comedian that relies on more than just, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm awkward, I'm eating a wet towel because I don't know what towel is. It's really upsetting to me. And I don't even like comedy, but if it was something different, I would, be willing to swallow my pride and go to the movies and watch.
It's just dumbing itself down for the people that are going to love it. Because there's going to be people that think it's the funniest thing in the world. And it's like, oh, God, like, they're the people that followed, like, the Kardashian stuff and get really into it. And the ones that, like, cry over Dancing with the Stars and whatever. They're going to be like, but it was so funny when she fell. Did you see that she fell because she's fat? And it's like, well, I've seen plenty of fat people fall.
They made this make
it's
money.
It's much funnier in real life.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the cast here, and Marina Baccarin's in it, which I like her. And also, you might be interested in this, Tony, because I know you're a big fan. 50 Cent is in the movie as himself.
Yeah,
so if you want to see 50 Cent.
You know me. Me and him are tight.
50 cents, yes.
Wait, I thought 50 Cent died. I thought he got shot.
No, you're thinking of Andrew Dice Clay. We've got on June 5th as well, Insidious Chapter 3. Never seen the first two. I'm sure you have some opinions on this, though, Caroline.
Yeah.
This movie can go fuck itself.
I'm gonna watch it just because I love, and I forget her name, the older lady that plays the medium in it. But it's just gonna be like a cheap like thrill movie that you're just gonna get startled but that's it. It's not gonna do much for me other than it's a horror movie and I feel like I should watch it. This one, it's like, even though it's like part 3, it's like the prequel to all the Insidious. And I don't want to say any spoilers, but fuck you if you haven't watched any Insidious. But in the second one, the medium, she dies.
I don't want to tell you any spoilers, but here's a bunch of spoilers.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, fuck you if you haven't seen it. So this one, it's about her getting together with the two like paranormal investigators and going to investigate this entity that is like trying to possess this girl, and apparently it has something to do with the whole reality where spirits exist and they're just there waiting for a body to come back to life or whatever. So it's all right. I'm not that excited about it, but I'll probably watch it. Why not?
I would see it if it was Darth Sidious Chapter 3.
I can't believe they made a prequel to this shit.
Which ones did you see, Sean? You saw the first two, Sean?
I saw the first one. One. I wish I never saw the first one. Halfway through the movie, I just wanted to stab myself with a fork or a spork or something I could get my hands onto it. My mates were like, "Oh, let's go see this fucking movie. It's going to be scary." Bearing in mind, these are the same friends that took me to go see The Purge, so I should have learned my lesson there.
You should go take them to see Pigeon.
Dude. I will definitely take them to see Pigeon, especially considering it's going to be a sequel to Birdman.
I mean, I love horror films. I'm not familiar with this franchise, Insidious. I didn't see the first two. So I'm not really excited to see this one. But again, it's one of those, if people tell me it's really good, I might check it out. Otherwise, I'll just pass.
It doesn't seem like the kind of storyline that you like.
Yeah, I mean, just the haunted house kind of things, like,
Yeah.
it's been done a million times.
I'm pretty sure there's not even like a real like legit storyline. They're just gonna try to put a bunch of like jump scares and cool makeup and this girl breaking her kneecaps backwards just to gross people out into one thing.
They should just go full force, and they should have a film where it's just a black screen, and every once in a while a violent shriek jump scare happens. They just be like, do that for 2 hours, just like
that's very experimental.
Dead silence, and then
Sure
just
it's been done.
like, might as well. That's all they are.
Yeah.
It seems like this reminds me of like the short story R.L. Stein books I used to read.
Goosebumps?
Goosebumps or
Dun, dun, dun.
Actually, probably more like Fear Street.
Fear Street? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I
never
would,
checked out
I
Fear
would
Street.
read something like this. Probably.
You'd
Yeah.
have to read the first 2 chapters, though.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Come on, that one was served up on a silver platter.
Well, Tony, if this is the prequel, then she should technically read this one first.
True.
This is the forward. Literary jokes. We got them for days.
All right, join us for the next podcast, the 2015 summer book lineup.
I like reading.
I wish we had that soundboard.
You nerd.
Exactly. Nerd.
Angie, you said you like reading?
Yes.
Alright, so are you with me that fuck the, like, Kindles and shit? Just having paper is so much better.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. If you ever come to our house, we have so many bookshelves. I have so many books.
Is it one of the haunted ones?
I want to get like all you guys together and hang out with you.
We're gonna have a big old podcast party.
Exactly. No, we don't have bookshelves for all of our books.
I know we have way too many books. Too many, just like too many games. Too many books.
The Too Many Bookshelves convention.
You know, but
I
I,
only
do
own
have to
one
say,
book.
I agree. I do have to say, though, I have a nuke, and I do love my nuke when I have to travel. Because when I do travel to visit my family in Brazil, it was a pain in the ass bringing with me like 3-4 books. And now I just can pack that little thing, my luggage, and not worry about it. So
Wait.
it does have a good side to it. It's not all bad.
Say Nook again.
Shut up!
Thank you. Oh my god.
we were both holding it in here. Yeah.
Yeah, we are holding it.
You guys are mean!
Oh, I love your voice.
Oh,
Carol,
let's
you
just
know
go to
that.
Yamanos or something.
Oh, I said Domino's! You guys are so mean!
Well,
But
no,
no.
I'm not. That's why I was holding it in when he said something.
I know. I was just gonna let it pass, but Tony had to fucking bring it
Yep,
up.
he had to.
I had to. Come on.
Y'all are so mean. I'm not gonna say anything anymore. You're making me self-conscious about my English. It's not my fault, okay? You try to speak Portuguese, I'll make fun of you.
Oh, I would do a much, much worse job.
Yeah, Tony's a coup.
Let's put it this way. My grandmother can't say Portuguese. She always says pork a cheese. So I've got the genetics built into me to not be able to pull off that language.
Don't worry about it, Tone. My sister can't say perfect. She says prefect.
We've got actually one of the more important films is coming out in June 12th. One of the only ones that I know for sure I'm going to see in theaters, and that's Jurassic World. Now, that's actually important enough that our June edition of the For Real Movie Club is going to end up being about dinosaur films. I just recently rewatched Jurassic Park 1 and 2, and Jurassic Park 1 is so fucking good.
It
Jurassic
really
Park
is.
2 is so not. It's a shame. But it's got Goldblum, so, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those franchises where it starts off with such a high point, and they just really never ever live up to that again.
They can't.
To me, it just goes downhill. Like number one, classic. It was like 1993 or something, and that came out. One of the best movies of that generation, and it's fucking fantastic. You can watch it this day, and it still stands up to time. But as the sequels went on, it got weaker and weaker and weaker. So I'm hoping this sort of breaks the trend. I'm hoping, since so many years have passed between the last one and this one, I'm hoping that this is able to sort of overcome that and sort of how they always try to rebrand and reboot the franchise. I hope this is able to breathe new life into it and make it better, because the last couple I was not feeling. The first one is classic. The first one you can watch anytime, any day or night, and it's fantastic. I'm hoping this new one is able to bring something new to it. I didn't even look at the cast of this one. Who's in this new one?
Chris Pratt's the main
Chris Pratt.
character.
Okay.
Is it Bryce Dallas Howard? I think is the main female lead.
Okay.
It's either
Yeah.
her or Jessica Chastain.
Yeah,
I
it's
get them mixed up.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
The guy who played, I think his name's B.D. Wong. He was in
Yep.
the first one. He's
Yeah, he's
coming
in there.
back. They got generic some little kids and
Okay. I'd say this one, I'm willing to give it a chance. I actually would like to see this one in the theater because I think of the scale of it, the grandeur, the whole dinosaur thing. I think this one would be awesome to see in theaters because, like, I didn't state this earlier in the podcast. I know Tony knows. I know Angie knows. I'm not the kind of guy to go see a lot of movies in the theaters. Like, I'll see maybe 1 or 2 a year, and that's it. I'm pretty picky about what I go see, but this is one that I actually be tempted to go see in the theaters because I think this one would be worth it with just the scale of everything with the dinosaurs, and so I'm excited to see this one. I want to see what they do with the new franchise.
If they have a scene where somebody hallucinates that a raptor's talking to them, I'm gonna be pissed. Alan.
Dinosaurs.
Here's the thing. I went into Godzilla going, oh man, it's gonna be so cool when Godzilla shows up.
Wait,
Oh,
which
man.
Which
Godzilla?
Godzilla, though?
The 98 one or the 2014 one?
The newest film, I was like so pumped for because they was building it up so well that Godzilla was gonna fuck shit up, and it never happens.
Yeah.
It had a few
This
moments.
If this movie betrays me in the same manner, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm just like, all right, time to eat, people. Come on.
No, this is going to do the opposite. Bryan Cranston's going to be in this entire film.
I was going to say Walter isn't even going to save this one.
If Bryan Cranston's in this one, then it'll be awesome.
Him and Hugh Laurie are the two dinosaurs.
I don't know if Chris Pratt is going to be like the kid from the first film.
I thought that originally, that the Bryce Dallas Howard and him, that they were the two kids. But it doesn't seem like it. And what was really throwing me off is that he actually looks like he's got the same facial structure as the kid, and he was wearing blue, and the kid wears blue in it. But his character's name's Owen, and the kid in the first film was Tim. So
Yeah, Owen Grady. Chris Pratt is a velociraptor trainer, according to this. Yes, I'm saying. Okay. I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Oh, I would see this in the theater.
Yeah.
I love dinosaurs to death.
This what comes out next Wednesday or something?
So you're what killed them.
Yes.
You loved them to
Oh
death.
my god.
Anyone know what period in time they died?
And you know what?
The period in time, the Cretaceous period?
Yeah.
Hey, I won. Okay.
Definitely wouldn't have gotten that. I would have said Jurassic.
I
Well, you had
wanted to be a paleontologist since I was 3 years old.
Well, the dinosaurs were around for 3 periods. They were around for the Triassic, the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous period.
Yes.
So okay.
And the Chocolatastic.
The Chocotastic. Yes. It's a weight gain.
Oh.
Simpsons references.
God, I love them. Another movie, June 19th, is Inside Out. That is an animated film. And it's basically a way to kind of piggyback off of Herman's Head, if anybody remembers that TV show.
Yeah. Good old Yeardley Smith was in that one.
Yeah, Hank Azaria, too.
Yep.
So that was a TV show that was about different emotions and thoughts processes in your head and stuff like that. And they were, personified by a certain amount of characters and whatever. And they're doing the same thing here, but they're doing it for kids. So, you've got here's the anger one and here's the shy one and whatever. It's kind of a cute concept. I like it. I think that it'll be that type of movie where I don't know if I'll really see it in theaters, but, if I've got a date around that time, it's a perfect date movie. Or if I'm really sentimental and feeling down, I'll download it and watch it because those movies are, pick me ups and stuff. But looks kind of interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. This one looks fun. I mean, it's one of those, I see the different. I'm looking at the cast here. Lewis Black is Anger.
Perfect.
And that's fucking perfect.
Perfect.
Let's see. We got Amy Poehler. We got Bill Hader as Fear. I love Bill Hader, so I'm on board with that.
The voices are wonderful.
Yeah. I think this one, I'm definitely willing to give this one a chance. I think this one will be a lot of fun. I'm not a huge Pixar or Disney fan. I know Angie is. I'm not as much. But I would definitely be willing to give this one a chance. I think it would be fun.
Anybody else planning on seeing it?
I'll probably download it because my sister's into the Disney films, so I'll download it and probably get around to watching it. I gotta get around to watching Big Hero 6. Who the fuck is chewing the microphone?
Or popping some bubble wrap or something.
Wago's popping some popcorn over there.
Oh, yeah.
My microphone's muted, motherfucker.
If I could find, I'll, set up a date night. We'll go out for a nice dinner or something.
And watch Inside Out.
And I'll drag Kaylin to see this.
Yeah, we'll go see that one. That'll be fun.
I mean, it seems like a really interesting, nice, silly movie.
It's got to be a lot less tiresome to get through than Insidious.
Yes, I agree. But, you know, it's not something I'm going to seek out and really want to see. If we don't see it, we don't see it. I'll eventually see it.
I agree. It's one of those. If I eventually see it, it's cool. I'm not eager to go rush and go see it in the theater, but
Yeah.
it's on my list of eventually I want to see this because it looks like it'd be a fun time.
I tell you what's weird about this, though. That movie is probably not going to make a lot of money. It's only the week after Jurassic World, and little kids are going to go and see Jurassic World more than Inside Out, I think.
Well, I don't know. The
I'm
fact
not sure.
that it's animated, I think, will be a big draw, and I'm sure
Exactly.
this one well, probably they're all 3D. Are they doing them all 3D? Jurassic World, Inside Out, and do we know that
I
yet?
hope Spy isn't. I don't want to see Melissa McCarthy in 3D. Jesus.
But she falls down in 3D. With this one, I mean, I could see kids loving this one a lot more because, especially for smaller kids, you know, the 10 and under crowd, I can see them liking this one more than the dinosaur one because it's more accessible.
This is the family one.
Exactly. So I can see this one. I don't think it's going to be a flop by any means.
Oh, no, not
no.
flop,
I don't think it's going to be. It's
next
not going to be
Frozen.
it's not going to be next Frozen. It's not going to be number one at the box office or anything like that. But I think they'll do all right. I think they'll make more than make their money back at least.
If
So,
something's going to take Jurassic Park out of first place, it's going to be this one.
I don't think it could. I don't think this.
It
one
could I could see it doing for a week.
I think Jurassic World will be number one for June 12th, their debut, and June 19th. I think the week after that, it might taper off a little bit because there's another movie coming out that's going to hit some of their market, and that's Ted 2.
Ugh.
Nah,
I'm not
That's
planning
more
on
of an
seeing it.
adult one. That's an adult one, isn't it?
Yeah, but you got to imagine the people that were kids with Jurassic Park are adults now. So,
Ugh.
there's going to be people my age and stuff that are going to want to see Ted 2. And I saw
I
the
know.
first one, and I laughed a couple times, but Ted 2 is definitely a download at the best. I'm not excited.
Yeah.
Are we moving on to that one now? or-
I am so gonna watch Ted 2 in the cinema. It's gonna be fucking hilarious.
I love,
don't know
I
what
love,
the fuck you
yeah,
guys
I
are on
love the
about.
first one.
I
thought it
fucking
was
love
fucking
Ted
awesome.
1. It was fucking great.
you guys don't smoke anything.
It was like it's like, dude, it's a bear, and the bear's Peter Griffin, and he's doing fun shit, and it's awesome.
And he's a bear.
And he's fucking bear.
And he finger bangs some hot chick in a fucking supermarket. What's not to love, like?
I fell in love with that film as soon as they were during the harder scene. I'm like, this is fucking sweet.
I don't even remember that one.
I was a big Seth MacFarlane fan about 12 years ago, and in the recent years, I've grown tired with his antics. I mean, I still watch Family Guy, I still watch the shows and stuff, and occasionally you got some fun parts, but
And I think somewhere in the country, someone watched the Cleveland show.
I actually saw a couple episodes. I'm ashamed to admit.
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I'm here.
Please, you're bringing up bad memories here. Don't do
My
that.
fucking TV show sucks.
I got
love it.
PTSD.
Something busy than a bear. Fucking love the Cleveland show.
Yeah, you
It's so
see, there's a
good.
fucking bear in his head, and it's gonna be awesome.
Cleveland show was awesome. I don't know why that show got canned. I decided
I
to
liked
So
it
it's
too.
fucking terrible.
It was terrible.
It was abysmal. It was like even when they had Cleveland move back, even they ripped the piss out of it.
It was worse than American
Yeah.
Dad, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
American
true.
Dad's is good.
American Dad is so much
right.
better than Family Guy.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Well, we'll see.
You be quiet. You just be quiet. I love
I'm
the
on-
idea of Ted and the teddy bear and just all the stuff he does.
All right, I'm just going to bow out of the rest of this conversation. Go.
I'm on your team, Kaylin. I think American Dad's overrated too.
No,
Yeah,
no,
go for
not a
it.
fan.
You know
I
what
would-
though? I saw A Million Ways to Die in the West, so there's no way I'm paying for Ted 2.
What was your opinion of that one? I didn't see that one either.
I laughed maybe like 4 or 5 times, and it was like, like it wasn't actually like, wow, that was funny. It was like that's funny that he keeps missing the glass bottles when he goes to shoot them. I remember seeing that in the trailer. Huh.
Yep.
But when they start doing, like, everybody's got to have a mustache or something, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here's an 8-minute musical montage, just like Family Guy. And here's the joke about Sarah Silverman's vagina. Oh, yeah. She hasn't made that joke yet, has she? Like, that just made me want to watch the couple of great parts of Blazing Saddles instead.
Oh, don't even bring that up. Don't, no.
I know when you guys
That is
were
my favorite
on the
movie
All
in the
Talk
world.
show recently, you guys were talking about your all-time comedies of all time, and I so wish I would have been part of that conversation.
Yeah, I
But
was off to the side.
We'll leave that for another day.
Yeah.
All
Don't
times,
don't
all
touch
times.
Blazing Saddles.
All times. All talk.
That rules me out for June for everything. I think that's probably all the ones that are going to, like, you know, pick
Hey.
up some news and stuff, but do you guys have any others?
Pigeon.
There is
Pigeon.
Pigeon.
Yeah, what about Pigeon?
What the fuck is pigeon? Let me look this shit up.
It's not that one about the bear. Look at that.
I looked up Pigeon 2015, and all I'm finding are videos on YouTube of people
Pigeons.
breeding pigeons. What the fuck are you talking about, Wago?
2015 Pigeons?
Maybe it's a Mike Tyson fucking documentary. I don't know.
Wait, here we go. 2015
Yeah,
movie.
okay.
Coming soon. Brief sexuality and some disturbing images. Two traveling salesmen peddling novelty items wander through a series of darkly comic vignettes on their way to a shop called Party. What?
That makes no sense.
Wait,
This
what?
is not the movie you're talking about. What
I
the
love how when I read that earlier, I stumbled on vignettes and you did the same thing.
yes.
It was such a weird sentence, like thing to put in that sentence.
Comic vignettes.
I'm confused about how there's going to be pigeon nudity. And
That
like,
would
that
be
kind of
so
makes me want to watch
adorable,
it.
though.
It's, you know what, it's going to be... It's going to be the June equivalent of Chocolate City and Magic Mike.
Third installment.
Yeah. Oh, it's the third installment in Roy Anderson's Living trilogy after his 2000 film Sango Van Andra Frandring, Songs from the Second Floor. All right.
Does that translate to pigeon?
I don't know what the
Are we
fuck
still
it is.
talking
Oh,
about
we
I
pigeons?
don't know, but I think we're selling this
It's
movie.
Songs from the Second Floor.
All right.
And then
And then 2007's De Lavande You, The Living.
You went through that a lot easier than Vignette. What the hell?
I know exactly. At least I didn't say Vignette.
vignettes.
Vignette.
Piggy on with the fucking
I'm
pigeon.
gonna go watch some vignettes and chew on my salmon.
I think that'll rule us out for June, though. We've got July and August coming up, so if you're on YouTube, click on the next video. If you're on iTunes or Stitcher, just stay tuned, and we will be right back. Part 3 of this episode 19 of the Group Meeting Podcast for Fanboys Anonymous. We're still talking about 2015 summer movie season, because that's the whole point of the episode. But we are continuing on here. We did May and we did June, so now we're going to talk about July.
Great introduction there.
Yeah, good enough. It's all that these movies deserve, you know. Actually, though, this is the month that has the most interesting ones, I would have to say. If I'm going to go spend more money on any season or any month this time around, I think it would end up being July. And maybe it's for the better, maybe it's not, I don't know. I'm skeptical about all these, even the ones that I do want to see. And man, is there no better example of that than one of the ones that comes out July 1st, and that's Terminator Genesis.
Right, if this is going to be spoilers, can you let me know? Because I don't want to know anything about this movie.
I don't know much about this movie. I've only seen the trailers, that's it.
I was going to say, the one big spoiler is in the trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't believe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be like one of the big twists, the M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end. But no, they put it in the fucking trailer. So go ahead and say it, Tony.
No, it'll ruin it for us.
Oh, no. Everybody knows if
No,
they've seen
they,
Yeah.
I haven't seen the trailers.
if you look
yeah.
on the posters, you can even see them now. Like, they're not trying to hide it at all. It's
But I did read Tony's status the other day about something about John Connor being...
yeah, that's what it is. It's
that is the thing. It's,
they're advertising this movie as we're going to go back in time, which if you don't follow the Terminator series, this is going to make no sense whatsoever. But
Right.
the Terminator series, if you don't know, is based off of the idea that the robots take over in the future and that mankind gets to a point where they actually defeat Skynet. And the only way that the Terminators think that they can actually win the war at that point is to send a Terminator back to kill the leader of the Resistance's mother so he's never born. Fantastic premise. First movie is amazing. Second movie, my absolute favorite film of all time, and I don't think
One of the
anything
best
will
action
ever-
movies of all
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun, yeah.
Just a perfect movie in so many ways. Third one is terrible. The fourth one is terrible. And I have no reason to think that this one won't be. And part of the reason why is because of those that came before it. But one of the main reasons why is the premise of this movie is let's go back and reshoot a lot of the same scenes that you remember from the first one that you love, but we're going to change it. Like the introduction of the Arnold Schwarzenegger T-800 in the first Terminator film, he's going to get destroyed by an old Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. And the shot of like Kyle Reese going back and he has to put on the sneakers and he's running through the department store and stuff, they're recreating that, but this time a fucking T-1000 comes in and it's Sarah that already knows everything and she's pulling the whole "come with me if you want to live" line and stuff. And it makes it where I can't trust a movie, and then bam, they hit you with this other trailer and it's, but John Connor is a Terminator now, and it's like, no, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
They have wanted to do this twist since Terminator Salvation, and thankfully, they were persuaded not to do it, because the original ending of that movie was going to be that the Marcus Terminator, John Connor was going to die, and they were going to take his skin and graft it onto him, so it's really a Terminator that is like the leader of the Resistance, which just flies in the face of everything that's important about the entire series. And this one now, it's like they're trying to do it again, and it's like, no, you guys are a bunch of assholes. I don't care about Jai Courtney as Kyle Reese. I know he's a bad actor and everything, but I would be fine with it, and I'd be fine with old Terminator, and I would be fine with Emilia Clarke and all these little things that you can nitpick if there wasn't this massive weight hanging this movie down. And even worse, they gotta call it Genesis spelled that way. You guys are dicks.
Yeah, this is one of those that I really want to see. I mean, it's on my list of things that of this summer that I really would like to see, but I have absolutely no expectations for it because I think it's going to be absolutely terrible. The first one was good. Second one of the best movies of that generation. Of the other ones, not so great. And then this one, I have absolutely no expectations for. So as long as it isn't absolutely a total stinker, it'll be above my expectations because I have no expectations at all for it. I think it's going to be probably terrible. Mm-hmm. So anything beyond that will be positive.
It angers me that they have my $10
That's a way
already.
of seeing it. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Like, I'm pissed that I'm going to spend $10 on it. I
Exactly.
know they have me hooked. I'm going to see it. I'm too much of a Terminator fan not to see it, but I'm going to be sitting there pouting the entire time going, this movie's going to fucking suck. And
Exactly.
then when it does
I
suck,
have
I'm going
to
to be
see it.
like, oh, yeah, that movie fucking sucked. Like,
So I'm the only one that's actually excited for this, I guess.
And this is coming from Tony, who paid to see the first one 4 times in the theaters, or the third one
The
4
third
times
one.
in the theater. Yeah.
No, I paid twice and I snuck in the third time.
That is a
The
very-
third one was, oh my god. Okay,
Yeah.
the second one, I did see the second one 3 times in the theaters. That was the one that came out in like 90 or 91 or whatever. Mm-hmm. One of the best action films of all time. And like even still, when I'm flipping through the channels and I see it's on, I'll sit and watch it, and I fucking love it every time. Terminator 2.
Yep.
Any of the other ones though, it's like I can kind of pass. With this one, I have very low expectations, so anything that they deliver beyond that is going to be bonus. So I'm going to watch it eventually sometime, but I really have very low expectations.
So Terminator 2 is the one with the cop, yeah?
The liquid metal guy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Don't like that one.
I thought the first one was better.
The first one was so much better.
Wait, what?
The first one is amazing. It's a little bit harder to watch. And it might be a better movie structurally when you talk about, like, following the plot line. Okay, it's kind of like Godfather 2 syndrome and Empire Strikes Back. Like, the second movie completely relies on the first one, but it upgrades everything.
Exactly. With both Godfather and Star Wars, the second one is way better than the first one. Sure, you have to know the background of the first one first, but each one of those franchises, Terminator, Star Wars, Godfather, The second one is way better than the first.
I've never seen Godfather.
You should watch it.
Fuck you, Sean.
I'm with Sean. I've never seen the whole
Oh
thing.
my God.
And I don't
Oh Lord.
Guys. All right.
Blasphemy.
Why watch Godfather when you can watch Scarface?
Because
I'm
one
sorry.
of them's overrated and one of
Are you
them's
fucking
amazing.
kidding me? Are you kidding?
I haven't seen Scarface. I haven't seen Godfather.
Say
I haven't
hello
seen
to
Taxi
the
Driver.
bad guy.
Ugh.
I'm gonna make him an offer, can't refuse. It's a much better line. Let's put it this way when it comes to Terminator. I have a VHS recording of a TV production of it. I've got a VHS tape of it and 2 DVDs of Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
when I saw that
have a sad life.
I bought one of the DVDs and it had like all these special features and stuff, and I'll watch it if it's on TV and stuff, of course, but if I pop in the DVD, I'll always type out August 29th, 1997 to watch the full length thing.
Exactly.
And
See all the bonus things.
right, because it makes the movie not only longer but better. But then when I found out that they made another DVD where it had like, I don't know, an extra 5 minutes worth of special features, I'm like, I'm fucking buying that too. Like, so you got my $10, but I'm gonna be pissed about giving it to them because I can't imagine this being that great.
Terminator is one of those weird franchises where I saw the second one before I saw the first one because I went out with my friends and I had never seen the first Terminator, and I went out to the theaters and my friends were like, "Oh, you got to check out Terminator! It's the best movie ever!" And I saw the second one before I saw the first one, and I saw Terminator 2 in the theater, and it fucking blew me away. You know, at the time, the graphics and the technology everything was amazing, and I thought it was fantastic. It's still one of my favorite action movies of all time. Then I eventually went back and watched the first one. The other ones after that, not so great. But it's one of those franchises where I think it peaked at number 2. If this comes like halfway as good, if this new one comes halfway as good as the new one, or this one comes halfway as good as the second one, then I think they'll be doing good. But I really don't have much expectation.
Now, what about it appeals to you, Wago?
I'm a sucker for the fucking Arnold versus Arnold thing. I'm like, dude, that's cool as shit.
You're like, it's Arnold fighting Arnold.
It's fucking young and he's old, and they're kicking the shit out of each other. It's fucking great. And you know what? I kind of like the twist that he's a fucking robo prick now, so I'm all for it.
Robo Prick, that's the new version. I think they're calling him a T-3000. Which, if they do, they skip to the 2000 thing, then I kind of... Like, I gotta kind of give him a little bit of pat on the back because we went from the T-800 to 1000, and I was always curious what 900 was. And if they do that with 1000, skip 2000 and 3000, I'll be like, well, what's the 2000? I'm kind of curious because one of the things that pissed me off about Terminator 3, and I'll never let them forget about it, is he says in the movie, not only does he say the wrong age, he said, I met him when I was 13, and it's like, no, you're fucking 10.
Right.
He also calls himself, I was a T-101, and you're like, no, you're a T-800 Model 101, motherfucker. You're goddamn
You really
computer.
know this movie,
Yeah,
don't you?
Tony, I'm very
Wow.
impressed.
I am too.
I can see the shot of just like the street if I'm flipping through the channels, and I'll be like, "Oh, Terminator 2 is on." Like it's sad. It's just like old episodes
It's
of The
on
Simpsons.
TV a lot.
You know, you see the old episode of The Simpsons with the Evergreen Terrace in it. You're like, "Oh, look at that, the bear in the immigration episodes."
I never actually saw the series that they did.
It's actually pretty decent.
I saw some
I
of
liked
them.
it.
I want
I
to go
liked
back
it a
and watch
lot.
that one. I don't think it's on Netflix or Hulu or any of those. Maybe it is. I don't know.
It was so sad how it ended.
but yeah, it was like it ended in a
I wanna
cliffhanger,
know.
right?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
about the Chronicles of Sarah Connor?
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
because
Watch it.
I liked a lot of the actors and actresses who were on that one, but I never really super got into it and invested in it. So I want to go back and watch all those because I think that would be a really good series.
It seems like it would be a good binge watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I won't say who, but that TV show, I give a lot of credit for having the best, what the fuck, they just killed a character off moment in anything I've ever seen.
See, I really love Summer Glau. I really love Shirley Manson from Garbage.
Summer.
She was in there. And the one guy who played the Terminator guy, he was also in
Oh, don't
the
remember.
one sitcom. Fuck, I'm forgetting his name. But yes,
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. He was in the one with yes,
Yeah, that guy.
yes, that guy.
That guy.
The kid, Thomas Dekker, who was in Heroes, I've been saying for a long time, that guy needs to be a superhero. He should be like Dick
Yeah.
Grayson or something. That
I
kid
could
was
see
good.
that.
He's the
Totally.
best John Connor, too. He's better than Edward Furlong.
Yes.
Or he could do combinations. Fucking Edward Furlong.
I
So-
didn't. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I really didn't care about the Terminator series
The
until
TV show.
No, the movies,
Oh, yeah.
anything until the late 90s. But I'm so glad I did because I constantly saw Terminator 2 on TV. But
Yeah,
you know,
that's one that
when
they
I-
always would play a lot on cable.
Exactly.
It's easier
So-
to edit. Like, even though that's rated R2, the first one is a little bit harder. Like, you can't even do, like, the fuck you asshole scene, you know?
Well, it's one of those. It's like you can kind of package it in bite-sized pieces with Terminator 2. You know, it's just so accessible. Every single moment of that.
That's such a good movie. Ah.
Oh
Yes,
my god!
It is a good movie, all on its own.
On the same day, though, for people that aren't into Terminator Genesis, we've got Magic Mike XXL.
Wow.
So,
Can't
ladies,
I don't care. I'm watching it. I think it's gonna be hilarious.
How about them abs, though?
Yeah,
Actually, the
girl.
first one wasn't bad.
I didn't
No,
see
it actually the storytelling of the first one was not that. I really thought that I was just gonna go to a movie and see Dick, and
it's
It
like the
was-
alternative
it
to
had a
that horror
story.
film I mentioned where it's just all the jump scares. It's just dicks pop up.
it's just Dick.
Dick scares. Where it's just like dick instead of a violin shriek.
That's awesome. That needs to become a real thing right
The only
now.
thing I didn't like about the original was the ending. It was just like, alright, so next scene? Scene.
Right. Yeah, I feel like they went with like the almost like the cliche indie way of ending a movie where it's just like that's it. Now you go ahead and imagine the rest of their lives. You know? But I mean, it was fun. Matthew McConaughey was awesome in it.
Was he awesome in it, or was his dick awesome in it?
He only showed a little bit of ass. Okay? There was only one dick scene and it was actually a prosthetic dick, so that doesn't even really count.
Was it
I'm
Jonah
still
Hill's
disappointed this isn't like Mike.
like Mike XXL?
God
See,
damn it,
no
I want
dick
to see a
scenes.
sequel to that fucking basketball fucking film. That was fucking great. I want to know what happened to those trainers.
So I have no plans on seeing Magic Mike XXL.
I do not either.
It's
It's a-
gonna be fun.
Well, John, I'll probably order it, so I'll probably end up watching it. Same reason I watched the first one.
I'll have to admit, though, I would much rather watch Magic Mike XXL than Human Centipede.
I agree.
And you
I'm
know what?
gonna
I
watch
probably
both.
would rather watch it than San Andreas, even. I don't know.
Oh.
Well, you guys said
I wanna watch it.
Kevin Nash is in this one or two, right? Or no?
He was in the first, I don't know if he's in this one.
I think he's in the sequel.
I think his quad's in it.
I think Kevin Nash is in one of them, and Diesel's in the other one.
That makes sense.
He's just gonna play Super Shredder, though.
Hey.
So there's Magic Mike and Terminator on the same day, but the next week is a movie that's a limited release one, but it's something that I've paid quite a bit of attention to. And a day later is a different one. But it's The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened. It's a documentary about the old film, or not old, but the movie that was going to come out in the 90s after Tim Burton took on the Batman series. He was going to do Superman. And if anybody's ever checked out I think it was the first one. Kevin Smith did 3 different tours through colleges where he did a little documentary where he did like a big Q&A thing. And one part, the guy in the audience asks him to clarify, you were part of the Superman Lives thing. Can you explain what happened? And I can't even do it justice. It is an amazing, 20-minute watch where he explains everything from the pitch idea that they gave him where do you want to work on Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian or do you want to work on something else? And it ended up being Superman, but the movie just seems ridiculous. I mean, Nicolas Cage was going to be Superman.
Oh,
What?
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
seeing the screen test
pictures,
shots with Nicolas Cage in the suit and everything.
That would have been
alone-
awkward.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That alone makes it seem like this would have been ridiculous, but there were
Yeah.
parts where, like, the producer, John Peters, he specifically wanted Kevin Smith to write a scene where Superman was fighting polar bears because polar bears are, like, such fierce creatures and stuff. And then he also said in the third act he has to fight a giant spider because spiders are amazing creatures too and all this. And it's ridiculous, and it would have been such a horrible movie. And this is a documentary about exactly like what the process was, how they made it, to the point where they realized that they can't fucking do this movie. And, you know, the screen test footage and interviews with different people like Kevin Smith and Tim Burton and a lot of people in the trailer for this that are like, I think it would have been a great movie. No fucking way. I was talking to the guy at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con, two of the people that worked on the film, the producer and the director and writer, for just a little bit, and they were just talking about how like it was fun to make and stuff. So I'm really curious about that. I'll definitely be checking that out. But it's a limited release one, so I highly doubt that my little pocket of New Jersey is going to have anything, because they probably won't even come to Philly. But that's something that I'll be trying to check out at some point. You guys don't watch many documentaries about stuff like that, though, right?
I didn't know about
I
the
love
spider part of it.
documentaries. Yeah, I mean that sounds really cool. I love documentaries, so it doesn't really matter. I'll definitely watch that one. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have the problem of not finding here in New York City.
Yeah, that's true. They're gonna be like only in, I don't know, Gary, Indiana and shit.
Wouldn't it be great if this documentary actually breathes life into the idea and people rally to have it
Comes
remade?
That's the new version that they use for the DCCU.
And they have Nicolas Cage in it. Be great.
Nicolas Cage across from Ben Affleck.
I can't wait.
Hey, I was Ghost Rider, and now I'm Superman.
I thought this fucking film that you listed was about this fucking that stupid Superman thing that they did a couple of years ago.
Man of Steel?
No, Man of Steel. the one
You
before
said
Man
a
of
stupid
Steel.
Superman thing.
Well, it was called Superman, but it had nothing to do with Superman.
Man,
Oh, no, the, are you talking about the one that was based on,
African
was
kids.
it George
Yeah.
no, I thought you were
Oh,
talking
I
about
know
the
what
one
you're talking about,
Hollywood
yeah.
Land,
oh yeah.
which I shut that movie off halfway through. I couldn't stand it. Then we have Minions, though. Speaking of little kids' movies, this is the one that's going to make a shit ton of film.
Oh my
money.
God. It's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
make so much
I
money.
want to see it. I want to see it so bad.
Angie saw.
Yeah,
I
it
did not
looks so
see.
cute.
I did not see
It
the first two,
does.
but Angie did. So she loves them. And what do you think about that one?
It just looks silly and cute.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time spending the money on it. You know, but if
Well,
there's
it's
a group of
in the
people,
theaters,
or,
yeah.
you know, friends or my family wants to see it, or my little sister, I would take her to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
When I'm flying to England on a potential 9-hour flight, it's something that I would not mind watching on the plane.
Yeah, exactly. I would watch it if I had nothing better to do, but I'm not going to go out to the theater and plunk down $10-15 to go see it.
I haven't seen the Despicable Me movies. What
Neither
the
have
fuck
I.
are these things? They look like Twinkies in overalls.
It's Steve Carell does like some evil
That's
genius,
pretty much it.
Yeah.
and then
The
there's these
minions
little,
are pretty much that.
yeah.
Yeah, and they're cute and they're funny and they don't really talk. You know,
The
they're
dialogue,
cute.
it's going to be terrible in this movie. I hope the writer didn't make a shit ton of money. Jesus.
Yeah, that's
And then
true.
they squeak, and then they squeak some more, and then we do a promotional thing for Chocodiles, and then it's the end.
That's how you sell the Happy Meals.
Oh yeah, McDonald's is going to make a shit ton off this.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think that they might be trying to get more into the Magic Mike market.
Yeah.
It comes with one really long French fry.
You too can own a prosthetic dick.
The very Happy Meal.
And 2 chicken
Very
nuggets.
happy meal. Two chicken nuggets.
Screw you guys.
It's the happy ending meal.
Is that a happy meal, or are you just happy to see me?
Right now-
Okay, next movie.
Right now, Sean's having nightmares of Ronald McDonald. And that rapist hamburglar that we were talking about.
He gets trapped in the little McDonald land jail.
With the little cabbage people.
I've been having nightmares about Ronald McDonald since I was like 6 years old.
Aww.
He came to my mate's birthday party, and yeah, we don't talk about it.
Dude, he booked the Ronald McDonald. Fucking must have some money.
It was easier to get Ronald McDonald than Grimace. Gotta find what hole he lives out of.
Oh, God.
July 17th is going to be another movie that I'm definitely seeing on opening night, and, you know, I think it's going to be the worst Marvel movie that they've had, but at the same time, I have more faith in this movie than pretty much any other one except for Jurassic World, and that's Ant-Man.
Obviously, I've
like
seen
to see it in
Fantastic
the
Four,
theater.
Ghost Rider.
This is tough for me, like, to explain this where I don't piss off the entire fandom, but
Exactly.
Ant-Man is a dumb character, but they took the even dumber character and they made a movie out of it where the writer and the director is overrated as all hell. And when they got rid of him, everybody went nuts, and it was like, Edgar Wright's not going to be on this, then this movie's going to suck. I thought it was going to suck when he was on it. Now I feel better about it that he isn't. And that makes it so Ant-Man fans think I'm ridiculous, Edgar Wright fans think I'm an abomination, and then the people that think it's going to be amazing are like, oh, you don't think that's amazing? And I'm like, no, I still don't think it'll be that great. Like, but...
I don't have high expectations for this one. I know Ant-Man was one of the original Avengers, right? Mm-hmm. But
yeah, he even supersedes Captain America.
Exactly. But it's one of those where I didn't really know about Ant-Man until later when I went back and investigated, the earlier archives and stuff. I don't have very high expectations of this one. Anything that they do beyond just like the average movie is going to be a surprise for me. So it's one of those where I'm probably not going to see it in the theater, but I'll see it eventually, and hopefully it doesn't totally suck.
This film is so not going to suck. I
don't know. I'm not excited to see it. I have.
No, go
what
ahead.
do you? No, go ahead. I was going to say it's one of those where I'm not really in the mood to go see it on opening night. Like Tony, you said you're going to see it on opening night.
Yeah.
I have no need to see that on opening night.
No fucking way.
I'll see it eventually, but I'm guessing that it's probably going to be disappointing. I don't know. I wish it could be good. Like I saw when I went to see Avengers: Age of Ultron, I saw the trailer for it, and it looked like it was halfway decent, but I don't know, based on who's in it and based on the plot line that I've read on Wikipedia, I do not have very high expectations.
You do, Sean.
Oh, I can't. I love Paul Rudd. I think everything he does is fucking gold. So I'm looking forward to this film. Just
It's not
because
going
of
to
that
drive you
aspect.
nuts hearing Michael Douglas go, scat.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
Scat!
I need you to steal things, scat.
Oh
I'm
my
looking
God,
forward to
that's
it,
just
dude.
what he
Stop.
says. That's so accurate.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's
I was in
probably
Falling Down. Do you remember
I was
that?
looking forward to this more than I was looking forward to Age of Ultron.
Oh my
How
God.
bad Age of Ultron was.
in the trailer. How terrible though was that thing with the train set?
But the
That
Thomas
whole
the Tank, that's what sold it for me, dude.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that
Oh
was,
my God.
no, that was wonderful.
That made me fucking groan. I was in the theater.
That
I
was
was like,
hilarious.
oh, that's
That
so
sold
terrible.
it for me because I was a big
Yeah.
Thomas the Tank fan. so
That's the one. That's the one that sold it for me in the opposite direction. I'm like,
Aw.
oh, no, not gonna see
No,
it in the theater.
if I could find a really good reason to see this with somebody, I would.
No, not
It
interested.
looks like it would be so entertaining.
First of all, I think Paul Rudd is a fucking chode.
Nah, he's great. I don't know what you're on about.
oh, I would slap him if I could.
Ooh.
No,
Paul Rudd?
Kaylin. I'm sorry. Kaylin. I'm sorry.
Paul
Paul
Rudd, I'm
Rudd.
thinking. I don't know. I there's no doubt in my mind I'm seeing it opening night. I've seen all the Marvel ones opening night. But I'll give them credit, though. I went into Guardians of the Galaxy expecting to absolutely hate it, and I like it. So they proved me wrong on that one. And even though they haven't had, every film hasn't been as good as Winter Soldier, I'm willing to, put down $10 and see this.
I don't know. Well, Iron Man 1 is.
So would you? Yeah, Sean, you saw Guardians of the Galaxy recently. What do you think of that one?
Oh yeah.
It fucking blew. I fucking hated it. I preferred Iron Man 2 to that shit.
Ouch.
Yeah. I'll say something. I still haven't seen Ghost Rider 2 though, so
No,
I'm gonna watch
don't. That is the worst comic book movie of all time that I've ever seen.
Have you seen the
Worse than
Punisher?
Fantastic
Lundgren?
Four.
Yeah, I think it's better than that Punisher.
Oh my god.
I haven't
Ghost
seen
Rider
Punisher.
2 is directed by a guy who did music videos, and it looks like it.
No.
And it seems like the dialogue was written by somebody who,
Oh,
it's
to be fair,
probably
Nicolas
written by
Cage.
somebody who tried to translate the script for Minions. But better than that, though, if you're like, there's a weird set of movies coming out in July, and if that Ant-Man one isn't kind of quirky and weird enough for you, then July 24th, you're going to get Pixels, which is an Adam Sandler movie where
Ugh. Isn't he dead yet?
and no, that's Andrew Dice Clay. We did establish this. He and what's the guy that was in Days of Future Past and he's in Game of Thrones? I'm drawing a blank.
Sean Bean? No.
No, the
Peter Dinklage, the midget.
Peter Dinklage, yeah. He and Adam Sandler and a couple other people, the guy that kind of looks like the discount Jonah Hill, they are people that used to play the old video games like Pac-Man and the old Donkey Kong and stuff. And the story behind this is really dumb. It's when we sent out something into space that was kind of like a time capsule, show off a lot of things from our culture. Part of it was video games at the time, and aliens come across it and think that it's something about like a cry for war, so they create those video games, and they actually have like Space Invaders are invading and stuff. It's basically
Wreck-It Ralph.
It's basically that one thing from Futurama.
Exactly.
And that is one of my favorite episodes of Futurama. I love these old video games. I want to see this movie. It looks horrible. It's just the fact that it's about these old video games. I want to see it.
Instead of shooting where I was, you should have shot where I was going to be. No, this is one of those.
That is all I'm saying about
Okay.
this. I want to see it.
No, when the trailer for this one first popped up on YouTube, Andrew was like, "Oh my god, you got to watch this." She watched it, and then she said, "You got to watch this." So I watched it, and I was like, "Cool! Oh my god, this looks great!" And then the very first scene with Adam Sandler popped up, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm out. This is count me out." Because, all right, Adam Sandler in the early to mid '90s, I was on board, but I'm not really an Adam Sandler fan these days. And when this one started, I was like, no, you got to count me out. Like, I don't know. I mean, the concept of it, I can totally buy into because I'm totally a gamer guy. I'm into the arcade games of the early '80s. I'm at that age. I'm in my late 30s where I appreciate arcade games. I was going to the arcades, and I appreciate Pac-Man and all the references and stuff. But as far as the comedy aspect of it, I'm just not buying into it right now. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, like, I can see how they could do something cool with it, but I'm just not on board right now. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I am finding it really tough to figure out a justification for spending $10 on it, but I'll definitely watch it at some point.
Exactly. I'm going to watch it eventually, but I don't think right now there's any reason for me to go pay $10 to go see it in the theaters. Like,
especially since I know I'm spending 10 for Terminator and 10 for Ant-Man, and if both of those suck, July is ruined for me. And there's no way.
Magic Mike.
Oh, I'm not spending $10 on Magic Mike.
Sean Bean is in this one. He plays an army general. I just saw that. So,
Oh, well, spoiler
there you go.
alert, he's going to die.
Oh, shit. Right?
He's Sean Bean. Of course he's going to die.
Of all the movies for this month, I would rather spend my money on this one.
More than Terminator?
Yes.
More than Ant-Man.
More than Ant-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
What about the leftover viewings of Pigeon?
No, I love old video games from the early 80s.
Yeah,
And-
I spent many hours, many quarters on these games, so I appreciate that aspect of it.
Quarters.
Quarters.
I miss arcades so
Oh my
much.
god, yeah, I spent so many quarters on Ms. Pac-Man and Galaga and stuff like that. In fact, recently
Centipede's in a movie. I think it's another one of those
Okay.
games.
See, that's cool. Like
I like
at
Centipede,
our
yeah.
local art gallery here in Toledo, Ohio, we had a recent gallery exhibition of video games, and it was really cool because it kind of went back to the early beginnings of it and kind of went through the evolution of video games. So I've been a gamer my whole life, and so I understand that aspect of it. But as far as the movie, like the Adam Sandler, the Kevin James is in it, Josh Gad, who is the discount Seth Rogen, I
That's
think
his
he's
name.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
just got
Josh
Kevin
Gad.
James in. I'm definitely watching it.
Kevin James,
great.
yeah,
Thank you,
Josh
Sean.
Gad, because he's in Book of Mormon, right? I think he was in Book of Mormon.
I didn't see that.
And so I'm down with that part of it, but again, not high expectations. Like my expectations have gone way down. I'll watch it eventually. It'll probably be entertaining for some parts, but I'm not really looking forward to seeing it in the theater. I'll see it on Netflix.
I want them to just play the Donkey Kong theme.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And if this ends with Pong being the thing that ends it all, that'd be amazing. Just go right back to the oldest of old school things. We have one more movie though that's in July, and this one I actually might see, and that's Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. First Mission Impossible movie is not that great to watch. I mean, back when it came out, it was so thrilling and whatever, but
They shoot anybody.
yeah, he doesn't shoot a gun a single time in the entire film, so that sucks. And I've always been a Bond fan, so to me, Mission Impossible is like the knockoff. Like, I was into Pokemon, and Digimon was like, no, fuck Digimon.
Right.
And James
Digimon was
Bond
great.
is like, fuck Mission Impossible. We're going to watch Bond instead. Like, and then Bourne came out, and it was like, no, fuck you, too. Fuck everybody that isn't Bond. And then it's like, Daniel Craig is Bond. No, fuck you, he's not Bond. He's too ugly. Like, but
Not ugly.
the second Mission Impossible is more entertaining than the first one. The third one is better than the second one, and the fourth one was pretty damn entertaining. So they keep getting better, and Rogue Nation looks kind of interesting. The trailer is a little bit annoying, though. The music's a little bit off, but I think that's a movie that I'll definitely check out. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters again. It kind of depends on how many times people bug me to go to the movies and if I have those free tickets and stuff, But
Did Tom Cruise direct this one?
I don't think so.
Because did he
I hope
direct the
not.
last one? Or did he produce the last one? I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope the movie comes on and it's just him lecturing and preaching Scientology.
No, this one's directed by Christopher McQuarrie.
Oh.
I don't know
Wow.
what that is, but
Christopher
Produced.
McQuarrie is a writer who wrote The Usual Suspects.
yes, that is correct.
Oh, he did the last one, too, I think. I think that's one of the reasons why I specifically checked out Ghost Protocol.
Okay.
Because it was like, Usual Suspects. Awesome movie.
I'm just
Yeah.
getting bored of Mission Impossible in general. They should just start calling it, I don't know, Mediocre Impossible or some shit.
Yeah.
Mission Very
Mediocre-
Possible.
Mediocre Mission, yeah.
Mission Meh.
The only thing I remember about Mission Impossible, and I remember that I watched because it was in an English class and I had to watch it. Like, I had no way of leaving. But the only thing I remember was Tom Cruise climbing cliffs and white doves flying off when there's like an explosion happening. That's all I remember from it.
That was
And
the
I
second
feel
one,
like-
I think.
That's okay.
I think
Right.
that's all that happened, really.
What
yeah, right.
is this English class that wanted you to watch Mission Impossible? What about, like,
No, I don't know.
Hamlet?
Oh, actually, I had an English class where I had to watch Mission Impossible. The fucking scene where he's climbing the mountain, and then we fucking had to write about what it symbolized and shit. You know what it symbolized? Symbolized a guy fucking climbing a mountain.
It symbolized a bigger budget than the last film. Now, I had a teacher that he was awesome. Love that guy. Good old Dipner. Who we had a Warfare in America class, and he thought it made sense to watch Rocky in it. So maybe it was the same type of teacher.
Dude, my RE teacher made me watch Raiders of the Lost Ark because they had some little Muslim child in it.
Stretching to get as much justification as possible to watch the favorite movies in there. Those are my type of teachers. But Mission Impossible seems like a better movie than, I would say, maybe the Pixels one. I have more faith in Mission Impossible being better than Terminator, which is sad.
The only note that I have about Rogue Nation is that I heard a rumor that they can't really promote Rogue One, the new Star Wars one, because Rogue Nation is currently in theaters. I don't know if that's true or not. They said that wait until Rogue Nation goes out of theaters, and then you can promote Star Wars Rogue One.
I don't think anybody would get confused. That's really odd. Like, people are going to go see the trailer for Mission Impossible and be
Again,
like,
that's one of those
Star Wars. Like,
it's one of those dirt sheet kind of things. I don't know if it's true or not.
They're just going to be calling this Mission Impossible.
Yeah, so.
Shit, I tend not to say the entire movie name when I go up there. Like, if I go to see Terminator Genesis, I'm not going to say one for Terminator Genesis, please. Like, it's going to be like, Terminator is a piece of shit.
Exactly.
No, the only thing I have any interest in with this movie is Simon Pegg is in it. And
Oh my God, Simon Pegg. Come on, guys. I know, Tony, recently in a podcast, you were talking about how you did not appreciate Hot Fuzz.
Oh,
Tony.
Did not.
Tony.
I didn't like Hot Fuzz either.
Tony, come on. Hot Fuzz.
Sure, that was so much better.
I like some of it, but I'm like, it depends what type of mood I'm in. It can be really funny to me, or it can just be really lame to me.
Hot Fuzz is great.
Lukewarm Fuzz is better.
Warm Fuzz. All right, dickhead.
You beat me to it. I was going to say Cold Fuzz. We have one more month to talk about. That is August, and there's really not much going on for August because that's the end of the summer movie season. But nonetheless, we'll do that in the next part. If you're on YouTube, click on the next video. If you're on iTunes or Stitcher, just stay tuned, and we will be right back. You guys know the score by now. You've listened to the 3 parts already. Part 4 coming right up. August is the last what's the random buzzer?
4, 3, 2, 1.
You did the countdown, so I did the Royal Rumble buzzer.
Who's coming out? It's August.
sorry.
Yes, we are talking about August movies now. We're moving on. We did May, June, and July.
You're keeping all that.
Yeah, why not? Who cares? There's only 3 movies that I have written down. I had 2 before, but thankfully Angela and Kaylin brought up another one here. And god damn it, it's starting off with a bad one. It's Fantastic Four on August 7th. First movie sucked. The second movie sucked even worse.
Yes.
And this doesn't even have any ties to them, and it looks like it's even worse than that.
Yep.
Fantastic Four, like I mentioned before, Ant-Man is dumb. Fantastic Four is just as dumb in a lot of ways, but I have more of an appreciation for it because of its lineage from Marvel. But they're cheesy. And I've never really liked the idea of the team itself. The best one of the whole thing is the Human Torch, and he is only good in the ensemble. Susan Storm's got the best powers. The Thing is, like, annoying as all hell. He's just, I'm gruff all the time, and I'm a fucking rock, and my
His
best friend
character is annoying.
his best friend's a fucking genius who can make, like, everything that can possibly happen in the universe. He figured out a way to kill Galactus, for fuck's sake, and he can't turn his friend back to a human. Give me a goddamn break. But, Mr. Fantastic, the guy who can stretch and whatever, it's really, really lame. And I'm a kid that had a Stretch Armstrong figure. So I don't really like this to begin with, and I really want it to bomb horribly so they can just get the rights over to Marvel and just bail them out.
Yeah.
Because this looks terrible. It looks like a terrible movie, and it's only something that I'm going to pay to see because it's a Marvel film, a superhero film that I got to watch like all of them. But I'm not happy about it because I think that everything that they have marketed towards this so far has been a downside. Like, the guy who plays the main character, and I can't remember, Miles Teller is his name.
Yeah.
He is a decent actor. Michael B. Jordan is a good actor. Kate Mara is a decent enough actress in what I've seen her in, and she's gorgeous, so of course that's going to be a distraction. Guy who plays Ben Grimm, I don't really care about him that much. But they're doing this whole Victor Von Doom. It's Victor Domashev, and he's a hacker online that uses the name Doom, and oh god, it's so bad. And
This movie sounds lame as fuck.
it
Yeah.
really,
Oh,
really
I guess
is.
worse.
Yeah, I see. The Fantastic Four is one of those franchises that when I was 11 and 12, I fucking loved it. I was totally addicted to the comics. But they came out with the first movie, and I thought it was terrible. And then they did the Rise of the Silver Surfer, or whatever the second one was. That was fucking terrible, too. And
Galactus was a fucking cloud. Come on.
this one I have absolutely zero expectations for. I'm not going to watch it in theaters. I guarantee I'm not going to watch it in theaters. Maybe I'll see it eventually someday, but I have absolutely zero expectations for it. So anything beyond that will be bonus. Like it's going to be terrible, right? Does anybody think it's going to be anything beyond
Okay,
terrible?
so the Fantastic Four, is that the one with the douchebag with the fire powers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I hate that movie because of his character, because he's intentionally trying to be cool in everything that he does. And I just like, can you just die? Just a little bit.
Just like have somebody pour some water on him.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to get past the big problem, though. Is that then Johnny and Sue aren't related by blood, and Sue has been adopted by a black family. That's not
Right.
realistic. I'm sorry, but the white people adopt the black people.
Oh,
I mean, Wago, in the comics, Johnny Storm actually is kind of a badass. I like
Yeah.
Johnny Storm in the comics, but in the movie, how they changed everything, I'm not on board.
actually, when I was little, like I told you guys, I collect comic books. And I loved Fantastic Four. I even liked they played the Fantastic Four cartoon on Boomerang.
Ooh,
I
that was
really-
a rough one.
I really liked the cartoon, but the movie was horrible, and I am not going to see this unless someone shows it to me. I have nothing to do.
Yeah, I have no reason to go see this one
And
in theaters.
it just killed me. One of my favorite characters was the Silver Surfer for some unknown reason when I was really little. And
The surfing craze caught you.
He's not even in this one, is it? I don't think he's in
oh
this
god,
one.
I hope
No,
not.
he's not.
No.
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 Good.
Yeah.
No,
I-
this one is an even better villain. This one's got Mole Man.
I actually like in the comics. Mole Man was
it's
cool.
Oh, I
it
hate
just
Mole
kills
Man in
me.
the comics.
I think they're going on, oh, people don't pay attention to comic books anymore. They don't know these characters. But the ones that do, it just crushes them.
It's really a shame. And Sean brought it up. A lot of controversy for the casting of Michael B. Jordan. I'm not actually that annoyed about that. And if anything does annoy me, it's the fact that they changed the idea that they're not blood related. More than, a lot of people are like, Johnny Storm can't be black. And it's like, oh, fuck you. Why not?
I wouldn't have a problem with it if it was the Thing.
That would make a lot more sense.
If it was cast as the Thing, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But as he's cast with Sue and Johnny, which are related, I'm sorry, that grinds my gears.
Or if it was Mr. Fantastic.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because I'd be fine with either of that. And, that doesn't have to screw up a family unit that changes. And I know that, nowadays, of course, you got to appeal to a wider audience. And there's not the same kind of stigmas that happen as when they first made these comics. When these comics were first made, it was like everybody's like, this superhero is a white guy and every family is a nuclear family and whatever. And it's like, that's not the same way anymore. Of course, there's families where people get adopted into them and they love them just as much as they do anybody else and stuff. And it's like, all right, you're changing that up a little bit. Okay, fine. But the movie looks bad. That's what drives me nuts. Like, if they would have made those changes and the movie would have looked really cool on the trailer, I would have been eating my words. But it looks like it is just a terribly written movie that also has these other things that people are getting upset about, like the Victor Domashev thing and stuff. But there's been movies that have taken liberties and they did it for the better. But they were good movies. That was the problem. Like, they made a change when it came to Ultron. And they switched it up with Tony Stark. And, it makes more sense in these movies that Tony Stark would do it than Hank Pym. Because Hank Pym's too busy just going, Scott, Scott.
What?
And I'm fine with them changing that. But I liked Age of Ultron. And I don't think I'm going to like Fantastic Four.
No.
And I have, no faith in them, to be able to prove me wrong. I do have more faith in Ant-Man. But Fantastic Four is not something that I'm big on. And
So, Fantastic Four is Sony Pictures, yeah?
Fox.
Oh,
Oh.
God. Yeah.
They said before that they want to do something where they do a crossover between the X-Men and Fantastic Four. And they've been saying that for a while, but I doubt that that's happening.
I don't want to see it happening.
Give the rights back to Marvel.
If I had it my way, everybody would just give it back to Marvel. Because Marvel can basically do no wrong, except for maybe Ant-Man.
I don't know, I like Spider-Man.
That's what they're missing in this. The best Fantastic Four member. Spider-Man with the paper bag over his head.
I remember that era. That was good.
Fantastic Four doesn't seem so fantastic to me.
No.
And I don't know. If they were to take Josh Trank when they had Chronicle, which was actually a pretty cool movie, and they would have put him in a different group, I would have been more excited. When they announced that he was going to do Fantastic Four, I was like, damn, that's going to ruin it. Now, apparently, this movie is so bad, and there were so many problems with Josh Trank, that's what lost him the Star Wars job.
Oh, really?
There's a whole bunch of rumors going around now that
What was he supposed to do in Star Wars?
he was
Yeah.
going to do, I think it was the Bounty Hunter one that's coming out.
Yeah, I think it was the
Okay.
Bounty Hunter one.
It wasn't Rogue One. It was something. It wasn't
Right.
one of the episodes.
I think it was
either.
the Boba Fett movie.
Yeah, I think it's that one. But he had that job, and they fired him from it. He didn't leave for creative differences. They don't want him to do it anymore. And there's stories of a lot of different things. One of them, which is kind of crazy, there was some kind of mess with he had a bunch of dogs in a hotel that ruined it or something, and
Oh, God.
he is really hard to work with on the set, and that the movie's so bad that they're chopping it up to try to get anything out of it, and there's no faith in this at all from Fox or from fans or from anything.
No, how I know Fantastic Four, definitely this movie is garbage.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it at all. I mean, I'll probably watch it eventually, given that. But I'm not going to see it in the theaters, and I'm not eager to see it at all.
Yeah.
I didn't even see
I was
Fantastic 3.
shocked when I saw the trailer. I think I went to see Chappie and the trailer came on, and I was like, that cannot be Fantastic Four. Is it? It just looks so bizarre. And I mean, yeah, the other one sucked. I don't get why they're trying this again.
All right, first of all, you saw Chappie in the theater? I'm sorry.
I did.
First of all, right, the first one didn't suck. It had Jessica Alba in it, all right?
Oh my god.
And that made
Okay.
everything better.
No,
Really
No.
bad guy job.
She's okay. Yes, Jessica Alba is hot, but that does not
I mean, she's
save the totally shitty movie that it was.
Yeah, exactly. She's
Yeah, it is.
hot. But
Charlize
the
Theron would have been a better Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, didn't Sue Storm, the new Sue Storm, didn't she say that she didn't read any of the comic books?
They actually all said that they specifically told them not to read the comics because it wasn't based off of the comics.
Ugh.
So that's even more of a reason for fans not to like it.
Blah.
That is the same
That's
type of
horrible.
talk that they did back in 2002 when they were doing the Daredevil stuff and whatever.
Yep.
And that's why this movie looks like it's different from the Marvel ones. And people always talk about this, and I don't understand it. They go, well, we wanted to do something different from Marvel.
Why?
Marvel is killing it. They're making billions of dollars and getting good recognition. If you do the opposite, doesn't that just mean that you want to make a bad movie?
Hey, we've proved that we know what to do. Let's deviate from this.
Right. Listen up,
That's
fucking
weird.
Snyder. With your Goddamn Batman v Superman that I'm gonna spend $10 on.
Damn it, I'm gonna watch that film so many times in cinema.
I'm gonna sit there with the same pout on my face as I'm doing with Terminator. Be like, you go fucking ruin Batman.
If it's around here, I'll probably do the same, yeah.
To be fair, Christian Bale already ruined Batman.
No, he was better than.
Oh, Batman!
That voice was bad. I'll get it. We've got August 14th, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. So if you're not going to see Spy, or you're not going to see the other spy movie, Mission Impossible, we have another spy movie.
From Uncle. Why can't he be the man from Auntie?
Because it doesn't spell out the acronym the same. I don't know what UNCLE stands for, though. United Nations something?
Let me Google it.
I hope United Nations is a part of that, because I know that it's an American spy and a Russian spy, and it's during the Cold War. It's the two people that are the main spies are Henry Cavill, Superman, and Armie Hammer, who was cast as Batman originally in the Justice League film.
The United Network Command for Law and Enforcement.
Damn, I got United right.
So close. So close.
So close, Tony. Nice try. Better luck next time.
The United Nations Conclave Logistics Explanation.
That's exactly correct.
League of
1,000
Extraordinary.
points.
That looks kind of interesting, though. It seems like a, throwback 60s James Bond spy film sort of thing. So I might check that out, and that depends on the money, too. Because if I go through all of July and all those movies suck, and Jurassic World sucks in June, and August I watch Fantastic Four, by August 14th with The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I'm tapping out for movies. There's no way. Then I'm going to have to just sit out of the movie theaters until Spectre comes in November. Because Spectre, there's no fucking way I'm not seeing Spectre. And then that'll hopefully be good enough to lead me into Star Wars, where I'll be like, that's Star Wars, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, this one is definitely based on money for me. It looks interesting and entertaining, but depends if, I have a group of friends who wants to go. Yeah.
Has anybody ever watched the TV show?
Oh yeah, the original Man from U.N.C.L.E. It airs on Saturday nights here on I think MeTV, the same one. That,
they appreciate the plug.
Yeah, exactly. MeTV, check it out Saturday nights on your local. No, it's the same one that not Goulardi, but Sven Gulli.
Oh, Sven Gulli.
I always watch
love him.
The Saturday night horror shows. They play Man from U.N.C.L.E. before that. And it's what is it? It's Robert Vaughn, I think Robert Vaughn, that plays the lead character in that one. And it's the original one, and I like the old spy shows. Okay, my favorite is Get Smart.
I knew you were gonna say.
I mean,
that.
it's kind of
that is my favorite one in the whole world.
It's the parody one.
I love Mel Brooks.
It's the Mel Brooks one. It's fucking Don Adams. It's a total parody of the whole genre. But I fucking love Get Smart. Like, I've been watching those for over 20 years when they started showing them on syndication here in town. And Man from U.N.C.L.E. I'm not super familiar with. I mean, I've seen a dozen episodes maybe. And I like it. I like the whole spy genre. But as far as this new movie goes, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm looking it up right now, and it looks like I don't really know too many people in the new one. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it. Let me see. 2015. Let me type this in here.
One selling point is Henry Cavill was somebody that they almost cast as James Bond.
So the Superman, right?
Yeah, he's the one who's Superman. And I don't know if they would still want him to be
such a good
Bond
Superman.
or not.
God, no. I thought he was terrible in Superman.
I thought he was good Superman, but
He was a good Superman
film.
Not a fan. I did not like Man of Steel at all.
How many times did you watch it?
I watched it once, and I thought it was garbage.
That's why. If you watch it the second time, it's so much better.
Well, that's because enough time's gone by that you're not as mad.
You already know it.
You're not as mad.
The flaws behind you, and you're like, this isn't a bad film.
No, it was one of those where because I had such high expectations for Man of Steel, and then it came out, and I was just, and all my friends were saying, Man of Steel's fucking great. You got to watch it. And I watched it, and I was so disappointed. So
it's a lot better though than his partner in the film's movie. Now, Armie Hammer, his big claim to fame, other than being the twins in The Social Network, was the fucking Lone Ranger.
Johnny Depp, yeah, Lone Ranger, yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
That is one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life. It is only one of 2 movies that I've ever fallen asleep at watching in the theater.
Oh.
What's the first one?
Hereafter.
I
was,
only
uh,
fell asleep during one.
I never
film.
seen either of them.
Armand Hammer, which of course is a fucking pseudonym, but actually no, I'm looking it up and it's his real name. His parents named him Armand Hammer. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
He could have been a good Superman, I think, that guy. So it's kind of like a guy who could have played Superman against the guy who's playing Superman, who could have been cast as Bond in a spy film, and also the other guy was Batman for a couple weeks. And like, it's kind of crazy, the casting, but I don't know. It seems kind of interesting to me. But I know you guys brought up another spy movie that's coming out the week after that. That's Hitman Agent 47.
See,
Don't even compare it.
This is one that I am looking forward to.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of the Hitman video game series, if you're familiar with that. Hitman Absolution, Hitman Blood Money is probably one of my favorite video games of all time for the PS2. Blood Money, fucking fantastic. I love the stealth video games where you're crawling along trying to kill people without being noticed, along the lines of like, Tenchu and Splinter Cell, stuff like that.
11 Shoe.
Exactly. I love those kind of video games, where you're, sneaking through the shadows trying to kill people.
Gear.
Metal Gear. Yeah, Metal Gear is another one. Fucking fantastic. And Hitman is one of those franchises where they did do a movie. It was like in 2008 or something. They did a movie
it wasn't about the game.
Well, it wasn't close enough to the game, to the franchise of it for my liking. And I thought they could have been done a much better way to be true to the story. So this one, I think they have a better way to sort of stay true to the franchise. I'm really excited to see it. This one I probably actually will see in theaters, even though I don't see very many movies in theaters. This is one that I'm excited to see. I'm going to go see Hitman, and hopefully it'll be really good.
Is this a reboot or is it a direct sequel from the last
hoping.
shitty film?
No, it's not the same
I don't
actors.
think it has anything to do with the
I don't
other
think
one.
it really has much to do with the last one. I think it's kind of a reboot. Let me Google this.
Since I have never played the game and I don't think that the movie looks really that fantastic, I'm not going to be seeing it. So I need you to do me a favor, since I won't be in theaters to do this. You need to make the joke to somebody in line to ask them if they've seen the first 46 movies.
Oh, there you go. No, Agent 47, like, because the first one I played was the second one. It was Silent Assassin, and going back and playing all those on PlayStation and PlayStation 2, I fucking love that series. I love the concept of sneaking in, killing people without being caught, without anyone even knowing you're there. It's the kind of stealth things. It's one of those games that you can play probably 100 different ways.
And they let you do it 100
exactly.
different ways.
You can go in and run and gun. You can, kind of go guns a-blazing. Or you can go in and, like, poison somebody and kind of sneak in the back way. And I fucking love that, the option. It's like a sandbox. Exactly. It's like a sandbox.
I was trying not to say anything. I was trying so hard. I'm like, please keep talking or else I'm going to make a joke.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's like the Grand Theft Auto, where you can go in 100 different ways to complete the mission, but the way you do it, if you go in silently and you kind of make it like you weren't even there, it's oh my god. If you haven't played Hitman games and you're a fan of the Silent Assassin, kind of go do it. Try it.
Yes, I love
worth
those games to death, and I would love if this movie gave it, I don't know. I can't.
Went full force.
Went full force. Yep.
Yep.
No, this one, like the first one, it had, what was it? Not Timothy Dalton. What was the guy's name?
I
of the first
don't
one?
remember.
The Oliphant.
Yeah, Oliphant. Yeah, I like him. He's really cool. He's a good actor. And I thought he did all right in the role of
They
Agent
did a
47.
good job making him look like him.
Yeah, but if you're a fan of the video game series, then you understand that he didn't really do the perfect job. Even the newest game wasn't super great, but Agent 47, it's one of those characters over the last over a decade that I've grown to love and I've grown a fondness with. And I'm super excited to go see this movie. Even if it totally sucks, I'm going to have fun going to see it in the theater. And I'm excited. So it's Rupert Friend is his name.
I've always thought that was funny.
I'm your friend, buddy. Buddy guy. Zachary Quinto is in it, who played Siler.
I love him.
Yeah.
Okay, I might watch it just because he's in it now.
We got, one of the actors, his name is Angela Baby. Okay.
Oh my god.
Sure.
I wonder if Baby and Friend are going to get together.
Baby, I'm your baby friend. I'm
not your friend, baby.
It's basically a bunch of nobodies in the cast except for Siler. So we'll see. I don't know. I have expectations for it. We'll see.
Wago, I could see this being a movie that you would check out.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna fucking suck. I don't ever trust movies that are made from video games. They normally fail. But I'll give it a chance.
No, Prince of Persia was alright.
Dude, Street Fighter. Yeah, right.
Street Fighter fucking was awful.
Street Fighter, though.
The first Mortal Kombat was not totally terrible. It was pretty terrible, not totally terrible.
Mortal Kombat was great.
It was so much fun.
It was fun, yes.
I'm with her. I love the first Mortal Kombat.
It was awesome.
And by the way,
It's based on video games.
still
Are
my only Blu-ray.
really, really, really bad.
Still is.
Still is my only Blu-ray. I'm never gonna replace it. I'm not gonna buy another Blu-ray.
Well,
Fuck
if
it.
we got Hitman based off a video game, we've got Pixels based off of a bunch of video games, and unfortunately, San Andreas is not.
I like
hot
video
coffee
games.
mod, right? Yeah. Okay.
What if Jurassic World was based off of the really, really bad Jurassic Park video games that came out?
That SNES game that came out? Fucking
I am so looking forward to Lego Jurassic Park. It's unreal. Got that on pre-order.
yeah.
And then we've got a movie about Twinkies. We got a weird set of movies coming out here.
right?
I gotta say though, if we wrap this up and kind of talk about if there was one movie that you could see this summer and you couldn't see any of the other ones, and your general impression about these kind of movies, I would say this is a weak set of movies this year.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Now it's like 2015 has great movies that are coming out. I mean, we had Avengers already, we've got Star Wars, we've got the new Bond film, whatever, but if I look at May, June, July, and August, I'm not going crazy. Like, I'm usually the guy that has to plan how everybody gets together for the movies and the one that buys everybody's tickets and then they reimburse me later and stuff. It's going to be easier this time around because nobody's going to want to go to any of them. Like, Jurassic World and Ant-Man are probably going to be the only two that I really have to get people to go to see. Or
Well,
not get
definitely,
them, but, you know.
like for me, right now in 2015, the top two movies I'm looking forward to are Avengers: Age of Ultron, which I've already seen, which I liked, and then in December we got coming up the new Star Wars one. Other than that, we got, let's see, let me look down the list. We got Jurassic World, which I'd like to see, and we got Terminator Genesis, which I'd like to see. Between those, if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Terminator. Again, even if I didn't see that right away, I'd like to see it eventually. Other than that, I'm not super excited about anything this summer. There's really nothing coming up this summer that I'm super excited about. So I hate to say it, but all of those, like all of the ones we talked about right now, I could probably take a pass on, at least temporarily.
What about Pigeon?
Pigeon? Oh, Pigeon is got to see that.
It's got to be between that or Chocolate City.
Exactly.
So Kaylin's going with a pass on them. Angie, what do you think? If you had to pick one.
I hate to be so negative. Go ahead.
I cannot tell you.
If you had to pick one of these.
My love of dinosaurs. I need to see Jurassic World in the theater because of what I've seen. It looks so good. And I want to see my dinosaurs.
That beats out your love for the old video games, your love for Twinkies, and your love for the destruction of California.
I loved dinosaurs before I ever played a video game.
Wego, what about you? What's the one movie that if you had to watch only one of these, you would want to check out?
Pigeon.
Dickhead.
Oh, you know what'd be awesome if Pigeon was like about. Have you guys seen that cartoon, Catch the Pigeon?
Yeah.
No. But it sounds
No.
amazing.
Catch
It's
the
fucking-
pigeon. Catch the
Catch the
pigeon.
pigeon, catch the pigeon. It's fucking sweet. You gotta check it out. So if it, I'm like, I want to hope that it transforms into that, and then I'll watch it.
Okay.
Caroline, what about you?
I don't know. I'm really torn. I feel like because I'm a horror freak, I should probably pick a horror movie, but I'm not that interested in really seeing any of those in theater. So I guess I'll say Jurassic World, just because it really looks cool, and I feel like even if it's not amazing, it's a movie that I would still like have fun watching it.
It's probably the closest to a horror one out of the other ones, too.
Yeah.
Like, they've got that thriller element, you know?
Oh, there'll
Yeah.
be some good scenes.
Yeah, if somebody dies a gruesome death, that should be good enough for me to be happy.
Wasn't there a guy who died on the fucking toilet in the first one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fucking
that
I
was so
remember that.
cool.
That guy's great.
Yeah, totally, man. He's great.
Sean, what's your one movie?
Just because he's my man crush and he's in my favorite, one of my favorite
He's
films of
gonna
all
pick Magic
time.
Mike.
I'm gonna go with Ant-Man just because of Paul Rudd.
Aww.
Paul Rudd was in Role Models, and it's like one of my top comedy films. So, and he was in 40-Year-Old Virgin, and again, one of my top comedy films.
And Thomas the Tank Engine.
And there's a scene with Thomas the Tank Engine. One more.
Exactly.
When you were saying he is your man crush, I was
He
like,
is
all
my
right,
man
he's either
crush.
going to say Magic Mike, Ted 2, Chocolate City, or Spy.
City.
Chocolate City.
I kind of want to watch Chocolate City, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Chocolate City, City of Chocolate.
Well, if any of these films have got Kevin Bacon in, then I'll go see that instead.
Keep going, Tony.
I'm not going to make up lyrics to this entire song. Maybe later for an outro.
Catch the Pigeon. I really
So-
want to watch Catch the Pigeon now.
I think if I had to pick my one movie, you know, I'm not allowed to watch any of the other ones. In some ways, that is kind of a blessing.
Terminator.
Wouldn't want to watch a lot of these, but it would end up being Ant-Man would be the one that I would see.
Really?
Yeah, that's tough because it would have to be either that or Jurassic World, and the Terminator one is, you know, it hurts my heart not to pick Terminator, but it hurts my heart to watch those movies nowadays.
I was gonna say because I know Terminator 2 is one of your favorite movies of all time, so
Yeah.
that's why I would have
Yeah.
picked that for your pick.
That's why I kind of would consider stepping away from it because I'm gonna leave Terminator Genesis in a worse mood than when I went in. I know it. That's just gonna be something where I'm gonna be at home and I'm gonna be doing my making the grade review and I'm gonna be like, it's an F for everything because of F stands for fuck you. Like, that's just gonna get under my skin, and I gotta go between either Jurassic World and Ant-Man, and if I could only watch one, I gotta stick with the Marvel ones because
Marvel outweighs dinosaurs, bitches.
Yeah, and there's been one great Jurassic Park movie and two bad ones. So the ratio for good Marvel movies compared to good Jurassic Park ones, they went out with the ratio.
Yep.
So that's tough. I don't know. Was thinking about that pigeon. That's a tough one. Well, we're gonna go around one more time here because we're running out of time, I guess you could say. We're gonna just do some plugs of anything that you guys have going on, any projects, any podcasts, any articles, any businesses, whatever that we want to plug. So I'm gonna go in reverse here, Sean.
Always first. See, I told you.
I've been doing that lately on purpose, as you said.
Yeah. YouTube.com/SeanO'C1989 where you can catch my latest review on the NXT TakeOver. and
People right now
I
listening
can't
are like, why is
remember
that
what
funny?
I can't remember what that pay-per-view was called.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. That's the one. Yep, Unstoppable review. It's only 3 minutes long, so trust me, it's well worth the watch.
It's a hell of a lot different from how long this podcast is.
And also, I've updated my YouTube with 2 Twitch streams that I did, and both times I get lost for about 20 minutes. So those are worth watching. And I will be streaming midweek on Twitch, which is twitch.com/ShaughnessyTV. Shaughnessy TV? Shaughnessy 1989. I'm all over the place. What?
Just Sean TV. Caroline?
Well, I'm working on kind of a secret project that I can't really talk about it right now, but hopefully it's going to be up on my website soon, which is czofx.com. That's all.
Can't talk about it. It's Fight Club.
Yeah, it is.
Effects as in effects or FX?
FX.
FX. Yeah.
Okay. Just to clarify. Wago?
Alright, you can follow me on the Twitter at SteveWago. Also check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/StephenWago. Check me out on YouTube. That's again Stephen Wago and StephenWago.com for all my projects.
UDMMA.
The old Udma. Angie?
I don't do much online publicly, but if you really like drinking beer on the app Untapped, my name is Angie Pie.
Angie Pie 18 or just Angie Pie?
Just Angie Pie.
Okay.
From Toledo, Ohio.
Angie Pride TV.
And you can talk about beer with her.
You know, some fucking redneck going, beer? I love beer.
Why the hell would he be listening to this?
Because it's all about the naproxen.
And Kaylin?
On the Twitter machine, I am at Kalen Ferris. That's CALENFERRIS. And you can see me bitch about wrestling once in a while. And that's about it.
You sure it's not at GIRLSNAME?
It's that also that. Yes, what you said.
All right, guys, from my side of the plugs, obviously pay more attention to everything else that's coming your way from fanboysanonymous.com. We've got so many different podcasts, so if you want to hear review side of things, then check out Review Point and the For Real Movie Club. Again, I mentioned that our next edition is going to be based off of dinosaur films. We're going to do Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Dinosaur, and Land Before Time.
Why?
I didn't pick them.
Littlefoot forever.
God.
We have the Dace Man show for the leader of the For Real Movie Club, Dace's weekly show. We've got everything from the articles. We've got the wrestling side of things for smarkoutmoment.com. If you've liked our wrestling jokes that we did in this edition and you want to hear more about that, then go there. We've got the All Talk show, which if you liked listening to us and you want to hear us just go nuts about like nonsense, that's the show where we just let our hair down, I guess you could say. And you can find all podcasts on all three of these on iTunes and Stitcher and YouTube.com/their respective sites. Markout Moment, All Talk Show, and Fanboys Anonymous. And I think that'll do us in. So thank you to everybody on the panel for joining in on this conversation. Thank you out there for listening. Make sure you leave your comments below and tell us what you think about all these different movies. What are the ones you're more excited about for 2015? Which ones are you not excited about? Do you have any spoilers for Pigeon for us? Anything that you want to leave in the comments below. And I think that this group meeting has been called to an end. So thank you everybody for listening. We will see you next time.